It's 3 nights before Christmas, and in Philadelphia, we'll have a battle of division leaders as the Chicago Bears meet the Eagles on Sunday Night Football. Lincoln Financial Field in Philadelphia 2 weeks ago. The field covered in snow. A fortnight later, it's 62 degrees. On this first full day of winter, it feels more like the Pro Bowl as Jay Cutler and the Chicago Bears come into town to take on Nick Foles, who's put up some tremendous numbers this season, and his Philadelphia Eagles on Sunday Night Football. Al Michaels, Chris Collinsworth, Michelle Tafoya, welcome to Philadelphia. Here's where things stand right now after today's action. When the Dallas Cowboys won in Washington, it guaranteed that the Cowboys will meet the Eagles in Texas next Sunday for the NFC East title. So win or lose tonight for the Eagles, they will be fighting for their playoff lives next week in Texas. But they can also, with a win tonight and a win in Dallas next week, clinch the number 3 seed, which is a big deal when it comes to playoff seeding, which would put them probably a game in front or a seeding in front of the Chicago Bears, because potentially Chicago can win the NFC North title. They can do that tonight because they got big gifts earlier today. Pittsburgh defeated Green Bay, and meanwhile the Detroit Lions lost to the New York Giants, and so Detroit is officially eliminated. If Chicago wins tonight, it's on to the playoffs. If they lose tonight, they face Green Bay at Soldier Field next Sunday to advance to the playoffs. So a lot of stuff going on. We'll detail it throughout the game. But let's talk about the Chicago Bears first in this game tonight. Mark Trestman is the new head coach. These are not Papa Bears any longer.
No, not at all. You think defense with Chicago. Now they're the number 2 scoring offense in the National Football League. And Jay Cutler has so many weapons. Brandon Marshall, 7 straight years over 1,000 yards. Alshon Jeffrey just exploded on the scene. Martellus Bennett, 6'6", going up and making plays over the top. They look like an NBA team coming off the bus. Very exciting to watch.
So for years it was Andy Reid against Lovie Smith, but that 2 rookie coaches, Trestman on one side, Chip Kelly on the other. What do you think?
I'm really excited to watch Chip Kelly's offense in person for the first time for me. They're number 1 in the NFL, most explosive plays. So let's end the discussion about whether or not Chip Kelly's offense is going to work in the NFL or not. Some playmakers on that side, too. LaShawn McCoy, Deshaun Jackson, very exciting. Playmakers everywhere. Should be a lot of points scored here tonight.
No doubt about it. This is Chicago Bears take on the Philadelphia Eagles with a lot at stake on Sunday Night Football.
Follow your favorite teams all season long. Go to iTunes.com/NFL. Sunday Night Football is brought to you by Hyundai. New thinking, new possibilities. And in high definition by National Car Rental.
Welcome to the Van Heusen Institute of Style. You may come as schlubs, but you will leave with swagger. Exhibit A. This guy's a list of fashion fumbles. Nothing fits. Khakis to work? And he left it open over the middle? What a schlub. Exhibit B.
And B is for beautiful.
Man, this is style in motion.
That's beautiful.
Picks a perfect pattern. It's a great combination. And that's a playmaker. Style is a statement, gentlemen, and a statement we will make.
That's beautiful, man.
What if your car could help schedule its own service? Call for help with your exact location if you ever ran into trouble out there. Wouldn't you drive with a little more confidence? Assurance Connected Care, standard for 3 years on most Hyundai models. Your worry-free drive starts at Hyundai.com.
The Dell Venue 8 Pro with Windows is one awesome machine.
Can I do my work stuff on it?
Work and play. It's got the new Windows and powerful Intel processors, so you can do it all, like mixing pleasure and business.
That sounds so rebellious.
Yeah, like mixing fire and ice.
Like polka dots and plaid.
Hey, careful. I can pull it off.
Own the season. Get the hottest Windows tablets like the Dell Venue with Intel inside. Get 6, 12, 18, or 24-month special financing with Walmart credit card. Minimum purchase and certificate required. Valid in store only through 12/31/13. Walmart.
Customer appreciation is back.
Only at Subway.
We're saying thanks all December long with 2 of your favorites for just $2 each. The 6-inch cold cut combo or meatball marinara.
$2 subs?
That's something to celebrate.
Subway. Eat fresh.
Going around in circles to find the perfect holiday gift? Give a Subway card. From $5 and up, it'll delight everyone on your list. They'll flip for their favorite tasty subs, and you'll score a perfect 10 in gift giving. Subway. Eat fresh.
For the best Sunday Night Football social experience, go to snfallaccess.com. And throughout the game, follow SNF on Twitter for Michelle Tafoya's live video updates from the sidelines.
NBC Sports welcomes you to the following presentation of the National Football League.
Moments before kickoff in Philadelphia, very simply, the Chicago Bears with a win tonight clinch the NFC North. If they lose, they meet Green Bay next Sunday in Soldier Field in Chicago. The winner goes on, the loser goes home. Philly and Dallas next week at the home of the Cowboys. The winner of that game will advance. And of course, if Philadelphia, as I said at the top, if they win tonight and win that game, they would wind up with the number 3 seed. There's your story in terms of the playoff picture, story in terms of the game. Down to the field of Michelle.
Well, Al, 7-time Pro Bowl linebacker Lance Briggs returns to the Bears starting lineup tonight after missing the last 7 games with a fractured left shoulder. And he told me earlier tonight he is nervous and will be until kickoff because of the physical nature of taking on linemen and stopping the momentum of ball carriers. As far as his conditioning goes, he told me he didn't know what to expect, but he said once he takes the field, he's not going to want to leave. However, Mark Trestman told me they want to keep him safe. Now, since Briggs has been out of the lineup, the Bears' running defense has plummeted to last in the NFL, and tonight they take on the league's #1 running offense. As for the Eagles, they are healthy. They have used just 30 starters this season, fewest in the NFL, but tonight they're without 2 of their best special teams players, Colt Anderson and Kurt Coleman, and that is significant, Al, because as always, the very dangerous Devin Hester will be returning punts and kickoffs for the Bears tonight.
All right, thank you, Michelle. And there is Devin Hester. Chicago won the toss. They've elected to receive 19 career return touchdowns, tied with Deion Sanders for most all time. Alex Henry will kick off for Philadelphia on this night when we do expect some showers. Had a little bit of rain earlier today. Lincoln Financial Field ready to rock as Henry puts it in the air. Last week kicked it away from Cordero Patterson in Minnesota. This one goes to Hester. And the coverage is good as he's taken down from behind at the 19-yard line as we take a look at the Chicago offense.
Jay Cutler, Vanderbilt University.
Matt Forte, Tulane.
Brandon Marshall, wide receiver University.
Alshon Jeffrey, South Carolina. Earl Bennett, Vanderbilt.
Martellus Bennett, Texas A&M.
Jamon Bushra, Towson University. Matt Slauson, Nebraska.
Roberto Garza, Texas A&M Kingsville.
Kyle Long, Oregon.
Jordan Mills, the Louisiana Tech University.
And for what it's worth, wide receiver University would be Central Florida. In the case of Brandon Marshall, having a tremendous season. as is his counterpart, Alshon Jeffrey, who goes in motion, and they hand the ball off to Matt Forte up past the 20 to the 21-yard line. Jay Cutler is in a position to break a team record that has stood for more than 7 decades. Sid Luckman, the great Chicago quarterback back in the 30s and 40s, has held the record since 1942. And Cutler tonight with 222 passing yards will eclipse that mark. And what's a Bear game without mentioning Sid Luckman?
There you go.
You have to. Second down and 7 from the 22-yard line. Cutler out of the pocket, looking for room. Around the corner he goes, and he gets tripped up by Cary Williams. A couple of yards shy of the first down. It'll be third down and 3.
I can remember when Jay Cutler took off like this against the Pittsburgh Steelers, and you almost held your breath because he was such a significant part of this offense. Since that time, Josh McCown's come in and played so well. You're like, all right, Jay, go ahead. Lower your shoulder. Do what you did against Pittsburgh. Take a shot. But the ankle obviously feeling a lot better if he's running already.
Cost him 4 games. He came back last week against Cleveland. Shaky start, but a real good second half as the Bears beat the Browns on the road. On third down and 3, Cutler under pressure gets sacked at the 17-yard line. Trent Cole, who'd be the biggest name on this Philadelphia defense, coming in from the right outside to take him down.
Well, Matt Forte is simply not going to be able to come over here and pick up this guy. Trent Cole is one of the best pass rushers on this football team, and when he gets in a big game, he's a big game hunter. We've heard a lot of his stories. There's maybe a little bow and arrow shot for Jay Cutler right off the bat.
His 6th sack of the season. The punter is Adam Podlish, and it's a kick off the side of his foot that goes out of bounds into the Chicago bench, and it will be spotted in Bears territory as we take a look at the Philadelphia starters.
Nick Foles, Arizona.
LaShawn McCoy, Pitt Panthers.
Deshaun Jackson, California.
Riley Cooper, Florida.
Brent Selleck, Cincinnati.
Zach Ertz, Stanford.
Jason Peters, Arkansas.
Evan Mathis, Alabama.
Jason Kelsey, Cincinnati.
Todd Herman, Saginaw Valley.
Lane Johnson, Oklahoma.
That punt by Podlish only 25 yards. And so now the Eagles, who play what would be a version of a fast break attack, they don't huddle. A lot of different formations, don't change a lot of personnel very quick. Start with 3 tight ends on first down. They give the ball to McCoy, looking for the rushing title this season. Around the corner he goes, and he starts with a first down, getting all the way down to the 25-yard line before he's forced out by Chris Conte. Gain of 19.
Well, Lance Briggs is going to have to get over to make that play. That's his first look as they come this way. You'll see Briggs get taken out by Jason Kelsey, who I think is one of the more exciting centers in the league. He is so mobile, so quick, was actually recruited a walk-on linebacker in college.
Double stack left and right. In this formation, the pass goes out to McCoy, who's averaging 11 yards per reception this season, and that is terrific for a running back. Peppers came in to put the heat on at second down.
Julius Peppers going to loop inside here and end up almost getting to Foles right off the bat. They really think that this is going to be the night for Julius Peppers. A little quiet the last few weeks, but if they're going to win this one and win this division, he has to come up big.
Still leading the team in sacks is Peppers with 6.5. Second down and 9 from the 24. And now Mike Carey will tell us about the first penalty of the night. Looked like Jason Kelsey was ready to snap it before anybody else was ready. Requires a 4-man conference.
Neutral zone infraction. Defense number 9 jumped into the neutral zone, causing an immediate reaction. 5-yard penalty is still second down.
So it's Peppers who comes in, and that forced Kelsey to try to snap it early. Take a look at these numbers for Foles. That is just phenomenal, obviously. 23 touchdowns, 2 interceptions. He had 19 touchdown passes before he threw his first pick in the snow 2 weeks ago here against Detroit. On the option, 2nd and 4. Foles will run it himself and set up a first down and goal from the 8-yard line.
Well, one of the problems when you put a Deshaun Jackson in the backfield, he's going to get a lot of attention. So when they did the zone fake that way, you get Nick Foles, who I don't want to insult him, but I don't think he runs about a 5'1" or 5'2", 40, but so much attention because Deshaun Jackson got so many of those plays to him when he was in the backfield last week. The Bears were fooled.
He was averaging 4.2 per carry. That one was good for 10. Now they run a stretch with McCoy, who takes the ball to the 4-yard line. Chris Conte making the tackle there, and LaShawn McCoy on his way to the league rushing title. Chip Kelly, 4 years at Oregon, longtime assistant coach, going all the way back Columbia, Johns Hopkins, and many years at New Hampshire, an assistant at Oregon, and was tremendous at the helm of the Ducks before coming here this year.
He talks about a lot of misconceptions with his offense, doesn't he?
Second and goal. The ball is at the 5. McCoy again. Can't go anywhere. That time it's Jonathan Bostic, the rookie, number 2 pick out of Florida, tackling him. 3rd down and goal.
Yeah, well, that was really a big issue for the Chicago Bears for a long time. They had 2 rookies in playing linebacker, Jonathan Bostic and Kasim Green, when Lance Briggs was out. But I tell you, I've already seen now out of Lance Briggs a couple of real big hits. I think he's getting comfortable, and he is the great eraser on this defense. He makes up for a lot of mistakes back there.
Back after missing 7 games, almost half the season. 3rd down and goal now, 5 minutes into the game. Foles to the outside, throwing, caught. Riley Cooper for the touchdown. So Chicago had a 3 and out, and then the Philadelphia Eagles take the ball, and in 3 minutes, 6 plays get into the end zone.
It's just so tough because they do so much, and their running game is so good. You have to react to that read option fake, and then by the time you react to that, you can't catch up to the wide receivers crossing the field. And what a strange trip it's been for Riley Cooper this year.
Henry's extra point is good. 25-yard punt gives them a short field, and they cash in. Early in Philadelphia, 7-0 Eagles.
At Southwest, we pride ourselves not only on what we do up here, but also down here. Up here, down here. Up here, down here. Back up here, and back down here. Even though we're an airline, we do some of our best work on the ground. If it matters to you, it matters to us.
This isn't football music, it's ice skating music. But when it comes on, whammo, big play. Our lucky song.
Who keeps playing this song?
I don't know.
Bud Light, for the fans who do whatever it takes.
Chevy year-end events, great time to buy an all-new Silverado.
This interior is incredible.
Man, that nav is perfect for my long trips up north this time of year.
Oh, how far up north?
Akron.
Akron's nice.
Chevy's giving more. This holiday season, Chevy's giving more during the calendar year-end event. Trade up to the all-new 2014 Silverado All-Star V6 for a total value of $5,250. See your local Chevy dealer today.
Sunday Night Football being brought to you by Southwest Airlines. You can find our fares online only at southwest.com. By the all-new 2014 Chevy Silverado. By Bud Light, your sponsor of the NFL, and by Verizon. Holiday savings on the gifts everyone wants. An early Merry Christmas to you all on a Wednesday, Christmas Day. We're back with you next Sunday night. Don't know where just yet. Final week of the season. And this the penultimate weekend of the 2004. I know you know what it means. I know, right.
2 in 2 weeks.
Florida education. Kickoff is fielded. Devin Hester a yard into the end zone. And Hester Always dangerous.
Look out.
Loses the ball, and Philadelphia's got it. Bradley Fletcher was able to chop it out, and the Eagles are right back in business.
Not everybody's willing to play their starting cornerback on special teams. It pays off big time for the Philadelphia Eagles, and Chip Kelly there as Bradley Fletcher strips that thing out. And boy, now you have to worry, if you're the Chicago Bears, about the Avalanche starting. This is an offense you do not want to create too much momentum for them.
You're playing both starting corners there because you had Cary Williams, the other starting corner, who recovered the fumble. So one guy strips him, the other guy recovers it. And here goes Foles back to work at the Bear 39-yard line. Off play action. Look at that time for Foles. Running to his right and escaping, and then throwing deep downfield, and it's caught at the 11-yard line. Zach Ertz, the number 2 tight end, rookie out of Stanford.
Zach Ertz is lined up all the way out on the outside as they try formationally to give them some problems. But watch him come back to the football. And ordinarily you say don't throw back across your body, but Nick Foles is so hot right now. Everything this guy throws seems to land in somebody's hands. But give Ertz credit for coming back and making that play.
Gain of 27, first down at the 12-yard line. The fake to McCoy, to Deshaun Jackson on the outside, puts his head down and gets 8 yards to the 4-yard line. Tackled there by Anderson.
Well, they give you nightmares with Deshaun Jackson. Here he comes in motion around. Now you don't know. Then you've got the read option to deal with. You want to put pressure by Julius Peppers, but now he's stuck in no man's land. And this whole thing is about getting playmakers in space. And I don't know that you see many coaches do a better job than Chip Kelly does at that.
Hester on the sideline, his fumble, giving Philadelphia the ball in prime position. Fake to Cooper coming around, and then Foles just throws it away. Well, a lot of people thought that if Dallas won, that Philadelphia would just lay down, maybe not play their starters. Chip Kelly never said that would ever happen, but you don't know along the way. But if you think Philadelphia is lying down right now, well, take a look at the score and where they are.
He basically said, he goes, I don't even understand that way of thinking. And he said, I've got a young team. We got beat last week. We didn't play well. You have to build some momentum going into a game like that. You wouldn't pull your guys out.
3rd down and 2. The ball is at the 4-yard line. Running through the middle and picking up the first down is McCoy. He takes it to the 1. 1st and goal for the Eagles.
They always do these plays where they want to come across the formation and sort of kick out the defensive end. Good job, though, by Julius Peppers avoiding that tight end coming across and surviving on that play, at least for a little while here against this offense.
Going straight ahead into the end zone. Touchdown, Philadelphia. His 9th touchdown of the season, 8 of them on the ground.
Well, they're just going to come across again and kick everybody down, kick out. Just washed everybody down. Good block by Todd Harriman's there. But Al, this is what we see when this offense is at its best. This is what we saw at Oregon, that they can just avalanche teams.
Henry for the extra point. I know who's loving this right now. The Green Bay Packers, because they need a Chicago loss to stay alive. Philadelphia helping out to this point, 14-zip.
Hi, Tom.
Wendy's bacon portobello melt. You look different.
I had a little work done.
New bun?
Brioche.
That's hot.
Okay, that was weird. Here's yours. I'm gonna take mine and leave you two alone.
Wendy's Bacon Portobello Melt. A new buttery brioche bun, crisp bacon, and rich portobellas in a melty cheddar sauce.
Now that's better.
Let the Zales sale begin. 25% off our best holiday items now through Tuesday at Zales.
Hi, honey. Did you get the toaster cozy?
Yep, got all the cozies.
With new FedEx One rate, I could fill a box and ship it for one flat rate. So I knit until it was full.
Be crazy not to.
Is that Nana?
FedEx One Rate. Simple flat rate shipping with the reliability of FedEx.
Chevy year-end events. Great time to buy an all-new Silverado.
This interior is incredible.
And that nav is perfect for my long trips up north this time of year.
Oh, how far up north?
Akron.
Akron's nice.
Chevy's giving more. This holiday season, Chevy's giving more during the calendar year-end event. Trade up to the all-new 2014 Silverado All-Star V6 for a total value of $52.50. See your local Chevy dealer today.
It seems very movie-like.
You just sprint through the gate and then you slow down and you just take in the moment.
And the figures running in front of you with USA on their back, all these different people from all over the world.
It's one giant team. It's the Olympic team.
Log on for NBC Sports Live Extra on NBCSports.com. Live in-game statistics, highlights, favorite plays, Michelle and Mike Florio. And also tonight, you can chat with Brian Westbrook. Eagles star of not that long ago, went to Villanova, local guy who had a spectacular career with the Eagles. Right now lead 14-0 as Henry puts it in the air. And taking it in front of Hester this time is Eric Weems. And Weems will bring it back to the 26-yard line. The Chicago Bears will try to get untracked halfway through the quarter, down by 2 touchdowns.
What's my type? Well, they have to be smart, a good sense of direction, good taste in music, and, of course, good looks with nice curves. That gets my temperature rising every time we touch. And that exotic name, Elantra.
Take advantage of this special offer. 0% APR financing for 72 months. Only at your local Hyundai dealer.
Wait, are we talking about cars?
Time stopped when I saw you. I could barely breathe. And day broke when the sun rose, lighting up your face. I know I'll never find another like
The new Big King from Burger King may look familiar, but it's what's on the inside that counts. Our 2 fire-grilled patties and king sauce make all the difference. And right now, pick any 2 sandwiches for just $5, only at Burger King, where taste is king.
This is it. The big bang of light beers. The one that started it all. 96 of the hardest working calories in the business. And for a limited time, Miller Lite is back in the original light can.
We make the most popular mall Santa in Pittsburgh. We make thousands of things that are more than just things. NFLshop.com.
No, we're not in Chicago, but that is the Chicago skyline, the backdrop. So we can tell you that the premiere of Chicago PD comes your way Wednesday, January the 8th, right here on NBC. And the Bears, of course, will fly back to their hometown tonight after the game. 29 points per game, second in the league. Only the Broncos have averaged more. The Broncos, an unbelievable 38 points per contest. Cutler now out of the pistol on their second series. The first was a 3-and-out. They give it to Forte, and he gets taken down. Good tackle by Cedric Thornton up front. The defense now for the Philly Eagles.
Cedric Thornton, Southern Arkansas University.
Benny Logan, Louisiana State University.
Fletcher Cox, Mississippi State. Connor Barwin, Cincinnati.
D'Amico Ryans, Roll Tide.
Michael Kendricks, Cal.
Trent Cole, Cincinnati.
Bradley Fletcher, Iowa. Nate Allen, South Florida. Patrick Chung, the Ducks. Kerry Williams, Washburn.
Bill Davis, the new defensive coordinator. Second down and 9. the 31-yard line goes Matt Forte. You looked at that defense, and for years, Chris, we'd see, going all the way back to Reggie White, of course, and then, Brian Dawkins and Jeremiah Trotter and all the rest. But you look at those 11 guys, and really only one guy, Trent Cole, would stand out to the average fan.
Yeah, I agree with you. And it's a completely remade defense. Remember last year they were a 4-3 and that wide 9 and all the attacking. Now a 3-4. So a real transformation taking place on this Eagles defense.
3rd and 5. Couple of throws, and that pass is a one-hopper into the arms of Martellus Bennett and incomplete. So here are the Bears, second in the league in scoring, 9 minutes into the game under Mark Trestman with no first downs.
Yeah, let's give Patrick Chung a little credit there. He is going to have a big game tonight, one-on-one against Martellus Bennett, and he wins the first round.
Here's Podlish, his first punt was 25 yards off the side of his foot, giving the Eagles a short field. And this is a line drive, end over end kick, fielded at the 31. Here goes Jackson, and this time he gets taken down at the 26-yard line. Good coverage. Anthony Walters, 37, right there. Philly with the ball back, up 14-0.
A beautiful sight, we're happy tonight, walking in a winter wonderland, walking in a winter wonderland, walking in a winter wonderland.
Verizon now has the gifts everyone wants. Get last-minute holiday deals. Save $50 on select Droid devices like the free Droid Mini.
The Hobbit, The Desolation of Smaug is the #1 movie in the world. Do not talk to me of Dragonfire. It's one of the best films of the year. The absolute perfect movie for the holidays. The Hobbit, The Desolation of Smaug. Now playing. Rated PG-13.
Sonata from Hyundai.
Tomorrow, it's the Sing-Off Finale, a 2-hour event with performances from Sean, Ben, Nick, and Jewel, plus 98 Degrees, Pat Benatar, and Neil Giraldo, and Pentatonics.
It was so good.
Who will win the Sing-Off Finale tomorrow on NBC?
Chip Kelly just turned 50 years old in November, the Kelly way. How does he do it? They've averaging less than 24 seconds per play. The NFL record 23-9. 20 TD drives of 4 plays or fewer. Highest in the league in over a decade. Time of possession, he doesn't care about that at all. Last in the league. But they run a lot of plays. Obviously, the defense has faced 73 plays per game. Highest in the league since the mid-70s. So for Chip Kelly, this is a guy who they could beat the 24-second clock in the NBA.
They sure could. And now if you haven't seen enough looks already, now they're going to put Brad Smith in their quarterback and give you a little wildcat version of their offense.
One-time Jet, who used to run a lot of wildcat plays and back of the playbook plays for New York, picks up a couple. Second down.
And I think part of the reason that Chip Kelly's doing this, the Chicago Bears really struggled against that look a week ago against the Cleveland Browns. So he's going to come out and test the waters a little bit. Didn't work that time, but you can be assured he has a package of plays for that formation.
Now Foles back under center. Off the fake, in the pocket. The pass a little bit low, but going down is Brent Selleck at the 46-yard line to haul it in.
You got the man coverage out here, and Brent Selleck is just going to win a one-on-one battle down the field against Major Wright. And I tell you, the first name, Al, when you asked Chip Kelly about who were the potential Pro Bowl players, and that ball rolled around a little bit, but who were the potential Pro Bowl players, the first name out of his mouth was Brent Selleck because of the way he blocks with this offense.
And the next two are offensive linemen as Foles retreats, sets up the screen. McCoy avoids the first tackler and then fights his way close to a first down before Tim Jennings rides him into the Chicago bench. Got away from Isaiah Fry.
Well, the screens are always going to be a big part of it, but LaShawn McCoy gets away with swinging the ball away from his body more than maybe anybody I know that is at his level. Well, nobody's at his level. He's #1 in the league in rushing right now, but a very dynamic runner, whether or not it's in the snow or not.
2nd and 2, and this time they hand the ball off to Bryce Brown. His first carry of the night, the #2 running back. There's a lot of action on every play, isn't there?
It's awesome. Nick Foles there looked like he was playing for the Globetrotters or something there. He's going to hand the ball off to Bryce Brown, but now he's going to fake it to the outside to Deshaun Jackson, and you could see defenders running hard that way, but fortunately for the Bears, they got him on the ground.
4 minutes remaining in the opening quarter. 3rd and 2. Carrying the ball, struggling is Bryce Brown to try to get to the line to gain, but he will come up a little bit short. Chip Kelly, he can go for on 4th and 1 from anywhere.
Well, he went for it on 4th and 1, from about his 25 last week. So I'm thinking this is a don't even think about it. They're going. Up 14, that's if there's a criticism of this offense, it's can they control the clock and play with the lead, but you score enough points, you don't have to worry about that.
And that is their MO. Foles asked for a little quiet. 4th and 1. And swinging to the outside. McCoy gets 1 and about 10 more. James Casey, the #3 tight end, with a block to get him sprung, and now you got Chris Conte, who's shaken up for Chicago.
Well, they try to do this trap again, but that time Shady McCoy, instead of going inside of the linebacker, jumps to the outside and still picks it up.
Conte getting the assistance.
I'm burning up the track, chasing fame, and it's a second ahead. I'm on fire, and victory is in my hands.
Grab hold of our spiciest new tastes and pull to win millions of prizes with a chance to win one of thousands of Xbox One entertainment systems.
I came in a customer, but I leave a legend.
There's something for everyone to win at McDonald's.
Their army is infinite. We are 47. Once the war begins, there is no turning back.
47 Ronin, rated PG-13.
For the holidays, receive $100 off a Galaxy Gear with the purchase of a new Galaxy Note 3 or Galaxy S4.
You want big savings? Check this out.
Hurry in to Sears for our New Year celebration. Get up to 25% off all Kenmore appliances, plus an extra 15% off all brands with Sears card. So you can save 42% on this Kenmore fridge.
This is Sears.
Tina and I are back to host the Golden Globe Awards. And just to get you excited, here's a preview of our big opening number. 5, 6, 7, 8.
We've got the perfect host for the party of the year, the Golden Globe Awards, Sunday, January 12th on NBC.
Chris Conte getting examined on the Chicago bench. He started every game this year. Greg Stelz comes in to take his place, and here's what happened to him.
So many times, all the stuff that they do for concussions now in the NFL, it's a guy whose head slams on the ground that causes it, and that's exactly what happened to Chris Conte.
So it's a first down. Here goes the screen. Here goes McCoy. McCoy is ridden out of bounds at the 10-yard line by Major Wright. And that's going to make it first down and goal.
this is what makes it so hard. You've got Deshaun Jackson on one side, LaShawn McCoy going that way, and now you come back a third time, and then you find the running back McCoy coming off on the screen, and you have all these quick, athletic offensive linemen out in front. It's tough to defend.
First and goal from just inside the 10-yard line. Bryce Brown is the running back. On a roll to the right, just throwing it away. Everybody covered. Yeah, Tim Jennings covering Deshaun Jackson that time. It'll be second down and goal. Eagles running the ball this season. Number 1, 153 yards a game, and the Bears dead last against the run, giving up 152.5 yards per contest. Second and goal. Run it again with Brown, and then he'll get stopped at the line of scrimmage. It'll be third down and goal.
You know, LaShawn McCoy this year is just 170 yards away from breaking Wilbert Montgomery's record for the team, and he's already has 6 for 37 in this one. May well be he's on his way. Mel Tucker, he knows he's got to get off the field on some third downs now. He's got to slow this train.
Got Chris Polk in the backfield flanking Foles. And Foles, good protection again, throws. The open man is Selleck. Touchdown.
Right over here, he's going to come over, and Lance Briggs is on him, and then is going to get picked off there by Zach Ertz, and it's a walk-in. All that traffic in the middle, and there's just a collision and just no chance whatsoever for Lance Briggs. Is it a play? Yes. Did they get caught? No.
Henry for the point after. Philadelphia with 149 total yards. Chicago with 4. 21-0.
The Dell Venue 8 Pro with Windows is one awesome machine.
Can I do my work stuff on it?
Work and play. It's got the new Windows and powerful Intel processor, so you can do it all, like mixing pleasure and business.
That sounds so rebellious.
Yeah, like mixing fire and ice.
Like polka dots and plaid.
Hey, careful.
I can pull it off.
Own the season. Get the hottest Windows tablets like the Dell Venue with Intel inside. Get 6, 12, 18, or 24-month special financing with Walmart credit card. Minimum purchase and certificate required. Valid in store only through 12/31/13. Walmart.
If you've got your crew in Miller Lite, you've got Miller time.
Fellas, finally, you made it.
But what if one of your crew is Questlove?
Then we brought more Miller Lite. Cool.
What do you guys want to hear?
What do you got?
Are you kidding me?
Brown to Miller Lite from the ladies in the corner.
You guys want to hit this house party? It's in Thailand.
Yes.
It's not just a good time, it's Miller time.
Oh, there's a river that winds on forever. I'm gonna see where it leads. To the ends of the earth, would you follow me?
Let love shine. The Celebration Collection. Expertly cut, exceptionally brilliant. Zales is the diamond store.
Big transition in Chicago this season. It's always been about defense with 152 rush yards per game allowed. Last in the league. They've never finished last. They've allowed 20 or more points in every game, and that's never happened in the 93-year history. On the other side, though, 276 passing yards per game. That would be a franchise record at that pace. 98.4 quarterback rating, which is not only Cutler, but Josh McCown came in and did a really good job in the 5-game stretch when Cutler was hurt. Cutler missed a game, came back after a groin injury, and then missed 4. There's McCown off his left shoulder. McCown played 4 consecutive games, and then Cutler came back last week against Cleveland. Hester. And they bottled him up at the 20-yard line.
Right now, the Bears offense has to take some responsibility for what's going on here too. I mean, you can't keep going 3 and out against this offense with the way your defense has been playing all year. This is an explosive team. They're capable of putting up a lot of points in a hurry, but so far it's been a dud. And the Eagles defense statistically is not that good. So it's time. I mean, it's time for Jay Cutler and these guys to get it going.
It's been a dud. Plus you had a 25-yard punt. You had a fumble by Hester, which gave Philadelphia 2 short fields. And now Chicago tries to get something going. They're still looking for their first down. And Cutler's first completion is to Brandon Marshall up at the 35-yard line, a gain of 13.
The one thing you watch with the Chicago Bears on offense, eventually somebody is going to end up right there. And Jay Cutler, that's his default mechanism. There is always a receiver floating in the middle of the field, and when he looks around and doesn't like it, he comes back there, and a lot of times it's that guy, Brandon Marshall.
Closing minute of the opening quarter. Eagles showing blitz from 3 different gaps. To the outside, it's a one-handed grab by Alshon Jeffrey, who's emerging as a star. Boy, he's provided tremendous balance in terms of the wide receiver situation in Chicago.
Alshon Jeffrey has made some of the most incredible catches I've seen in a long time, and it seems like he's doing it every week now. So many times it happens in the end zone where he's just going up over the top of everybody and just as the old basketball player that he is, out rebounding them. And now with him on the other side of Brandon Marshall, it is tough to defend.
2nd down and 2, and they give the ball to Forte. And Forte stopped just about at the line of scrimmage, and that's going to take us to the end of the first quarter, which has been all home team. End of 1, Philadelphia 21, Chicago nothing. Sunday Night Football continues after these messages.
And so you can see, like right here, I can just, check my policy here, add a car, speak to customer service, check on a claim, all with the tap of my Geico app.
Oh, that's so cool.
Well, I would disagree with you, but that would make me a liar.
No, dude, you're on the Jumbotron.
Yeah, I pretty much walked into that one.
Geico, anywhere, anytime. Just a tap away on the Geico app.
Be precise. Be powerful. Victoria Azarenka and her Citizen Echo Drive. Fueled by light. Any light. A watch that never needs a battery. Citizen. Be unstoppable.
It was the guy who started shopping too late for most sites, so he ordered from BestBuy.com and picked up his gift that night.
It's never too late to order online. Pick up in-store the same day to get great gifts like the Beats Pill. Best Buy.
Christmas comes early this week at Men's Warehouse. Buy one, get one free on almost everything in the store. Then take an extra 10% off your entire purchase. It's the gift that keeps on giving at Men's Warehouse.
You are a business pro, ruler of the rule book, keeper of composure. When push comes to shove, you never give an inch. And you rent from National, because only National lets you choose any car in the aisle and go. You can even take a full size or above and still pay the mid-size price.
Touchdown.
Good call, business pro. Good call. Go National. Go like a pro.
Why do we love football? Thousands of people have shared their stories for a chance to win the trip of a lifetime to Super Bowl 48. NFL Films is proud to present 10 finalists. Now it's up to you to choose the winners. Watch their stories, vote for your favorite, and help make a dream come true. Vote now at TogetherWeMakeFootball.com.
Looking at downtown Philadelphia, tonight's aerial coverage is being brought to you by Geico. Al Michaels with Chris Collinsworth and Michelle Tafoya. Sunday Night Football, the Philadelphia Eagles on top by 3 touchdowns. It's 3rd and 2 for Chicago from the 43-yard line. Cutler's 2 of his first 3 for 22 yards. Good clean pocket, but the pass is incomplete, intended for Marshall. Covered there by Earl Wolf, 4th down.
Everybody always says, now why do they do this? Why do they show pressure and drop out? What they're trying to do is get these linemen to come down so they can get pressure off the edge. That time they drop out. Cutler has time and just can't simply hit that pass. That was relatively open for Brandon Marshall. A little thrown behind him.
Podlish to punt. Whereas Johnson is back. They put the pressure on, but he gets the kick away. And it will bound out of bounds, or at least come to a stop before it gets out of bounds at the 7-yard line. Of course, your head explodes with all these playoff scenarios, but let's go back to the top again. Detroit is done. Green Bay would be done. I mean, Chicago got the ultimate Christmas gift on December 22nd, but now it's up to Chicago to win the division tonight or face Green Bay next week.
Yeah, but what John Madden used to say, yeah, but they had to come in and play the Philadelphia Eagles. And this Philadelphia Eagles offense is everything that I thought it might be. And you get the feeling that they're getting better at it. You know, they didn't start out great this year, but after getting embarrassed a week ago, now they're coming back offensively, defensively. They look sharp.
They were 3-5 at the midway point in the season, 1-3 after the first month of the season, but then a 5-game winning streak before losing last week at Minnesota. The pass is hauled in at the 11-yard line by Jason Avant, and we check in with Michelle.
Well, we saw earlier Bears safety Chris Connie take a hard hit. Really, his head hit the ground. He went back to the locker room. He is being evaluated for a concussion, Al.
All right, thank you, Michelle. As Foles, again, the Eagles, no huddle, up-tempo. And they do things like put Jackson in motion, as they do right there, but Foles now has to eat it at the 8-yard line.
Well, they finally got that play figured out. The young linebacker back in there, Bostic, is going to slide out here and end up taking that away. Foles not comfortable, and you can see already why Nick Foles went his first at the beginning of the year. 19 touchdowns, no interceptions. He's thrown a couple in the stands, been willing to take a sack there. He's not going to put this offense at risk, and big reason why he's still in there.
3rd and 10. That Bear defense needs a stop. See if they get one here. Here comes the blitz. Foles able to step up. Finds the soft spot in the pocket. Hits Riley Cooper for a 1st down. So the heat came on from the Chicago Bears, but Foles was able to stay in there. It was clean and got it away for a 1st down.
Well, just one-on-one coverage, and they're going to run late underneath this thing with Isaiah Fry. He just doesn't quite get there, and Foles able to get enough of it on there. There's a good matchup on the outside. Jason Peters blocking Julius Peppers, and Jason Peters is right. He's as good as anybody.
That was a gain of 16. Now you got McCoy swinging to the outside and picking up 6 yards. Kelly calling the plays in. There's a lot of stuff going on with a lot of assistant coaches and gyrations and cards and hand signals.
But basically, Chip Kelly's calling it in to Nick Foles, and every other coach over there is signaling in to their position and also the snap count, so they don't even have to communicate.
2nd and 4. Foles will sling it out. There's Deshaun Jackson, who becomes a safety valve. Now, he's normally the #1 target. That time, a safety valve to the left side. And back we go to how these plays get called in.
So there you go. You've got Chip Kelly. He's calling in to Nick Foles. There's the one-on-one. The other guys in the huddle are looking at their particular position coach, who is going to give them the play and the snap count. Here they go. Maybe not even a word said at the line of scrimmage. And they're running a great offense.
Foles protected well, but the secondary does his job, and then he can take it down. Boy, you know, Chris, I'm just thinking, what synchronization that is, to be able to, every position coach has to know exactly what's going on every play at warp speed.
You know, they do, but they practice like this. And at practice, they have this music blaring all the time. And it's people screaming, and you're going back and forth. So they're so used to this pace that it feels like when they get in the games, they're in slow motion. You know, it's easy. You get out there, and that's really been the difference for them. When they get clicking, it looks like this.
2nd and 11. Again, that double stack left and right. Take the inside handoff. Swing it to the outside. A juggling catch is made by Chris Polk. And he's about 3 yards shy of the first down. Polk's second year back out of Washington.
You know, it's so interesting for me. This is a space offense. In other words, they had Jason Avant on the far left, and then they had Chris Polk on the far right, just basically standing there looking at the quarterback, and he could have gone one sideline to the other. So they're making you cover as much square footage on the field as you could possibly cover. So they're getting these athletes in space. That's how they're winning.
Well, that's a 3rd down play. It's going to come up a little bit short. Polk is there, so it's going to be 4th down and 1 at the 45-yard line, and they will send in the punt team.
How about Jeremiah Ratliff, formerly known as Jay Ratliff, when we used to call the games with the Dallas Cowboys. He's a little fired up about how that ended down there, but he has been a huge addition, and he just made a big play there.
First punt of the night for Donnie Jones. Fair catch called for at the 14-yard line by Hester. 10.5 to play in the half. 21-0 Eagles.
Honestly, no way did I think a tablet was going to be a good deal. You're talking to the guy who hasn't approved a new stapler purchase in 3 years. But then I saw the new Windows tablets with a real keyboard, USB port, and full office. It's a tablet that works for work. Plus, it's got apps and games for after hours, of course. Compared to an iPad, way more value. These tablets are such a steal, I couldn't find a reason not to buy them.
Be precise. Be powerful. Matt Kenseth and his Citizen Echo Drive, fueled by light, any light, a watch that never needs a battery. Citizen, be unstoppable.
Behold the original light beer. The inventor of great taste and less filling. The one that dared to say maybe light beer should taste like beer. And for a limited time, Miller Lite is back in the original light can.
We're gonna be late.
Oh, are we early?
Commute your way with the bold, all-new Nissan Rogue.
We talked about these Bears receivers looking like an NBA team coming off the bus, and they do. The smallest ones, about 6'4", 6'5", will start with, 6'3", I lied already. Alshon Jeffrey going up over the top of everybody this year for big touchdowns. Martellus Bennett by far having a career year for him. And Brandon Marshall is the go-to guy for Jay Cutler. The catching radius that they talk about with these Bears receivers. But at some point, you got to throw one up and give them a chance. So far, they haven't had those opportunities.
And here we are almost 20 minutes into the game, and Chicago has run a total of 10 plays for 26 yards. This drive begins from the 14-yard line. And Cutler under pressure, and the pass is incomplete. That was Michael Kendricks nipping in his heels. And here's Cutler slow in getting up. He had the groin injury, which cost him a game in midseason, and then 4 games with the ankle.
Well, here comes Michael Kendricks right through here, and he's going to get the shot on Cutler. Ordinarily, Kendricks is the cover linebacker, and D'Amico Ryans is the guy that doesn't. But there's Jay Cutler now, and you have to keep an eye on him because he certainly has been through a lot this year.
Right, and McCown is there, and he did a great job in relief of Cutler. But Trestman said from day one, when Cutler is healthy, he's the guy. So he's trying to diffuse the controversy, and at least it was in the second half last week at Cleveland. Cutler played well. Slings it deep downfield, and that pass is incomplete. Intended for Marshall, covered there by Cary Williams.
You know, it's interesting. Jay Cutler tried to throw a line drive in here, and Cary Williams said, you know, we'll see how these guys do against us. I'm no shrimp out here myself, about 6'1", but because the ball was so low, he was able to come in and knock the ball away. Ordinarily, where we've seen the big plays for the Bears are when he throws it high and lets them go up for the jump ball. But Cary Williams had heard all too much this week about these big play receivers for the Bears.
Had a Super Bowl ring last year as a member of the Ravens, came over as a free agent. 3rd and 10. The play clock is down to 1, and Cutler's going to take a timeout. Timeout with a 3rd and 10. You know, it's worth looking at the Cutler situation. The fans, for the most part, from what I could tell, didn't want McCown to come out. He played very, very well, winning 3, losing 2, had the great Monday night game against Dallas, threw for over 300 yards 3 consecutive games, but Trestman was resolute in saying there is no controversy here.
Yeah, but Jay Cutler also said after those first 2 interceptions last week, he was thinking, I better not throw another one. And who knows what would have happened. That brilliant comeback, great catch by Alshon Jeffrey to get them back in the football game that they ultimately won. But Jay Cutler this year has been the master of the 4th quarter. There have been a lot of games you go, oh boy, they don't look very good. Maybe we ought to think about a change. And then Jay Cutler goes off in the 4th quarter.
3rd and 10. Cutler to the outside, and that will move the chains. Alshon Jeffrey holding it in as they convert on 3rd and long.
Well, just a lot of space, just a zone coverage, and as Cary Williams backs up, they're supposed to bring the other corner, Brandon Boykin, out underneath him, but Jay Cutler with that super strong arm, you know, people say, all right, why shouldn't Cutler be playing over McCown? Is because Jay Cutler has one of the strongest arms in the NFL, period.
In the pocket, deep downfield, there's contact there. Jeffrey, the intended receiver, and there is no flag as Bradley Fletcher goes back there with him.
Well, there was plenty of contact going back and forth, and of course, as long as Fletcher's turning around and looking for the ball, there won't be any interference, but he really wasn't here. Look at the contact initiated probably as much by Alshon Jeffrey as it was by Bradley Fletcher. I think that's a good no call.
Yeah, arms locked for the moment. Jeffrey comes out to the left. Now sets up in the slot to the left, 2nd down and 10. Swing it out to Forte. And he'll get pushed out of bounds by Connor Barwin. The Bear offensive line, that was a big question coming into the season. They revamped it. One of the big pickups was Jermon Bushrod, who came over from New Orleans. But it's been a healthy offensive line. Same 5 guys who started every game this season.
Yeah, and you think back 2010, they gave up 56 sacks, and now they're at 24. So that certainly made a huge difference in this offense. 2 rookies on the right side, 2 free agents on the left. Roberto Garza, the only returner.
2 rookies, Kyle Long, the guard, Jordan Mills, the tackle on the right side. And the pass is caught up at the 40-yard line by Martellus Bennett, another free agent pickup who had been with Dallas and had been with the Giants as well, 6th year at a Texas A&M 1st down.
And here's the matchup I've been waiting for. Michael Kendricks one-on-one against Martellus Bennett. And this is a defense that is going to play man coverage. They are going to take chances. And there's Jermon Bushrod up front. He has been a huge addition for this team. And I wonder if the New Orleans Saints wonder whether or not they should ever let him get out of town.
I'm sure they're wondering the same thing right now. 6 plays on this drive, all passes. And the 7th will be as well, as it's caught by Earl Bennett, teammate of Cutler's back in their Vanderbilt days a number of years ago. Fletcher making the tackle, no gain, 2nd down and 10.
Well, they are bringing pressure on almost every single play so far in this game. Billy Davis, the defensive coordinator, is a guy that when he first met Chip Kelly to talk about this thing, Chip basically told him, listen, I expect you to play defense like I play offense. I don't want to be sitting there watching 10, 12 play drives. You go get them. Something bad happens, we'll score, we'll make up for it, but you attack.
2nd and 10. Butler, that's caught. That's Bennett again, and that's a first down as Chicago gets the ball finally into Philadelphia territory. D'Amico Ryans makes the tackle.
And one of the problems for the Eagles, when they just bring 4 here, this Bears offensive line is picking them up. And this is an offensive line steadily improving. The Eagles thought they might be able to go to work on the 2 rookies, Kyle Long and Jordan Mills. But, you know, you've heard about Kyle Long. Jordan Mills was a 5th-round draft pick, and he has started from day 1, number 67 there, and just done an amazing job. I don't think enough has been said about Jordan Mills so far and what he's meant to this offense.
And Cutler will gun it, and then it'll be caught by Bennett, and Martellus Bennett is able to stay in bounds before he is forced out at the 20-yard line. So on this drive, which has consumed a little bit more than 3 minutes, 9 plays, all passes.
Well, one of the problems when you want to bring pressure on the defensive side, you also have to play man coverage. And now who do you match up best against? And so far you can tell Jay Cutler thinks his best matchup is Martellus Bennett. I think that time on D'Amico Ryans, either on Kendricks or Patrick Chung.
And Cutler, pressured, gets sacked at the 30-yard line. So Jay, and he's down as first man to come in was Damian Square. The second one was Trent Cole. So he avoided the sack the first time, but then got up and was able to maintain his balance and is kind of walking around a little gingerly here.
Well, it's kind of tough when you don't block a guy. Cedric Thornton that time came completely free, and that's what happens a lot of times when you show pressure. The Eagles make you believe that it's coming from one way. You slide the line, then it comes the other way, and you get a defensive tackle unblocked.
Sack credited to Cole, his second of the night. It's a 9-yard loss, and it's a low snap, which Cutler has to dig out of the ground, and he's going to go down again. Michael Kendricks is there. Roberto Garza, the center, with a low snap. So it started out as a mini disaster and turned out to be a complete one.
Well, right here, Michael Kendricks, and Matt Forte was not a good blocker when this coaching staff got here. They tried to teach him, go in and explode into the linebackers, hit him first, hit him hard, and then pass block. That time, Matt Forte a little passive. That's something that he has to improve on. He has. He's much better now. But in this game, they're going after him.
3rd down and 28. Almost out of field goal range right now. And Cutler trying to get him back in that, trying to get 6 points, and it's incomplete. Good double coverage on Brandon Marshall. So 12 plays, all pass plays, 10 passes and 2 sacks.
Here's a lot of the Bears offense. Double coverage, they don't care. Their receivers are bigger than your defensive backs. Give them a chance to go up and make a play. A lot of contact going on, but really nothing that would have warranted a flag there.
So the 2 sacks take them out of field goal range. You got Podlesh putting some backspin on it. Fair catch call for made 8-yard line by Damaris Johnson. A little over 5 to play in the half. All Philadelphia.
We're going to be late.
Oh, are we early?
Commute your way with the bold, all-new Nissan Rogue.
You're saying I can get AT&T's network with a data plan and unlimited talk and text for as low as $45 a month?
$45 a month.
No annual contract?
No annual contract.
No long-term agreement?
No long-term agreement.
Really?
Really?
Okay, so what's the catch?
There is no catch.
Okay. I'm obviously getting nowhere with you. I'm gonna need to speak with the supervisor.
I am the supervisor.
Oh, finally, someone I can talk to.
It's not complicated. New smartphone plans starting at $45 a month with no annual contract. Only from AT&T.
Rolling Stone calls The Wolf of Wall Street one of the best movies of the year.
Trying to make a name for ourselves.
Scorsese's filmmaking is legally hilarious. The Wolf of Wall Street, rated R, Wednesday.
Interception!
Love it.
Carmen, can you toss me a can of soda, please?
Think fast.
Big six, baby. Maybe don't.
Tide, intercept your stains.
Someone's taking Diego.
You should give them what they want, Antonio.
We will!
Who knows, Antonio? Do what you gotta do.
Where's my son?
In February, the world will converge in Sochi, Russia. Athletes across the globe compete for Olympic gold. It's the Sochi Olympic Winter Games creeping up on us beginning February the 6th right here on NBC. A long way from the Ben Franklin Bridge. Jeff Lurie, who's owned this team for 2 decades. Chip Kelly, only the 3rd coach that he's had to hire. Hand off to McCoy.
Let's go back. We talked a little bit about center Jason Kelce, and we also talk about all the skill players in space. But in this offense, the offensive linemen have to be able to play in space as well. Screens, sweeps, they get out in front, and you get a guy like Jason Kelce as a pulling center. It just adds a dimension to your offense.
2nd down and 6 from the 18. There goes McCoy. Taking another step toward the rushing title. Kelce with the block. So right now, McCoy would be the odds-on choice to win the rushing title. Is a pretty good-sized lead over Jamal Charles of Kansas City. Adrian Peterson limited to less than 50 today.
We talked about it again. This time he gets out in space, and he ends up picking up Lance Briggs to break that play.
McCoy 9 carries tonight for 65 yards. They give it to Brown, and there goes the backup back to the 45-yard line. A lot of talk in Philadelphia last week about why didn't McCoy carry the ball more than he did. He only carried 8 times in Minnesota. He's already carried 9 times tonight.
You know, and the other thing that you have to start to factor in is the Chicago Bears and their defense has been out there the whole night. You know, we talk about time of possession, but they haven't even begun to slow down this offense to this point. It almost looks like they're like, wait a minute, somebody called timeout. What's going on?
Chris Conde, the safety who was shaken up earlier, is back in the game. Screen to McCoy. And that's a 1st down, taking it to the 44-yard line. That's 11 yards, and that's his average. That's, as I said before, that's a lot per reception for a running back.
Here we go. On the screens. Here comes the offensive lineman. Todd Harriman's right there with him. Those guys, if you can run with LaShawn McCoy, you can run with anybody.
Ball at the 44-yard line. 1st down. Fakes the throw. Then he hits Jason Avant to the 27-yard line. Tackled there by Bostic.
This is called gotcha. Watch this pump fake. Ben Roethlisberger would have been proud of this one. Going to end up screaming out here for Deshaun Jackson, and that ends up with Jason Avant wide open in the flat. That pump fake got everybody. Got Tim Jennings on the blitz, too.
Number 27, wheeling around, setting up a screen again, but that time it is sniffed out beautifully by the rookie Jonathan Bostic. Look at the size of Foles' hands. A guy who was in a battle for the starting job with Michael Vick. Vick won the job. Vick got hurt, and Foles took over. He got hurt after he'd taken over as a starter, but then was able to get back in, and he has just been tremendous. 2nd-round pick out of Arizona, 6'6" and 240 pounds, and played against Chip Kelly, of course, in college when Kelly was at Oregon and Foles was a Wildcat in Tucson. 2-minute warning in Philadelphia, 21-zip.
What's that?
Subway Big Hot Pastrami.
Pastrami?
No, pastrami.
Pastrami!
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 Pastrami. Get your own Subway Big Hot Pastrami. Tender, juicy beef on freshly baked bread. Enjoy yours with mustard and pickles. Subway, eat fresh.
USAA thanks all those who've served with this salute to service moment.
As the official military appreciation sponsor of the NFL, USAA encourages fans across the nation to salute our armed forces as part of the Million Fan Salute. Your salute can help support your local military's community fitness and family services programs.
Join USAA and the NFL in thanking our military at millionfansalute.com.
Mine was earned orbiting the moon in 1971.
Afghanistan in 2009.
On the USS Saratoga in 1982.
Once it's earned, USAA auto insurance is often handed down from generation to generation because it offers a superior level of protection and because USAA's commitment to serve current and former military members and their families is without equal. Begin your legacy. Get an auto insurance quote. USAA. We know what it means to serve.
This is Walter. This is Walter's secret life. I'm Walter Mitty. This holiday season, he'll stop dreaming and start living.
You're in Iceland.
I'm looking for Ayafchalakute.
The secret life of Walter Mitty. Rated PG.
You want big savings? Check this out.
Hurry into Sears for our New Year celebration. Get up to 25% off all Kenmore appliances, plus an extra 15% off all brands with Sears card. So you can save 42% on this Kenmore fridge.
This is Sears.
Toyota halftime coming up. Peyton Manning does it again. 4 touchdown passes, new mark there. Tony Romo saved a lot of things with that late comeback, and the Week 17 NFL schedule will be announced on the Toyota halftime. 2nd down and 18, and they'll swing the pass to Deshaun Jackson. And he's met there by Tim Jennings after a short game.
Well, first of all, this play is working in part because the wide receivers on the outside are really just lead fullbacks. They're coming out. They're not even turning around and looking. They're just coming off and blocking because they know their guy's coming around the corner and one of the great athletes in the game today. So it's a pretty good play. That's just like a toss or something out there.
3rd and 14. Four-man rush. Foles in traffic, able to get it out and incomplete. So with 1 minute and 10 seconds to play in the half, it'll be 4th and 14.
You know, all the coverage down the field, you saw Nick Foles kind of looking around and trying to find somebody, and there's Jackson completely covered, and Riley Cooper, they had him bottled up down the field, so Zach Ertz going the other way. Maybe could have had him in the flat for a couple yards, but they were already in field goal range.
And now Chicago is going to take a timeout before a 49-yard attempt, and we can tell you Sunday Night Football from Philadelphia being brought to you by Sears, where better happens. By the new Windows, one experience for everything in your life. By Subway Restaurants, home of the famous $5 footlong, and by Nissan. Innovation that excites. Earlier this week, the Chicago Bears rookie class hosted over 300 Chicago area kids at Soldier Field to celebrate the holiday season.
Santa's welcome back in Philly again.
Yes. Such a cliche.
It is.
They booed Santa. Oh, yeah, we only heard it 9 million times.
Alex Henry, though, this is about on the edge of his range. His career long's 51.
And Henry bangs it through. Tack on 3 more. 67 seconds till halftime. 24-0.
We're going to be late.
Oh, are we early?
Commute your way with the bold, all-new Nissan Rogue.
I'll take a swim.
When it's freezing.
Through snow or rain, and we're not quitting.
A launch into flight.
At the speed of light.
Smashing in a winter wonderland.
It's the Southern Build the winning program.
It's the only way to make it in this town.
When asked if he is cold, he said,
No, ma'am. That's why it's so hard to slow me down.
Burn ride is my fire.
We just keep pushing higher.
So get out and play.
I got you. No way.
I knew I had to perform.
You've done all the practice. It's time to just let it happen.
I don't think anything. I just skate.
I'm never scared.
There's complete focus with just slightly not caring.
I just remember not being able to control my fist.
She's done it.
They've just won the Olympics.
Incredible.
In Philadelphia, all kinds of Santas are staples, and you go back to 1968 and what happened here, and of course the city hears about it all the time. Santa Claus was greeted with loud boos. Part of it had to be the Eagles that year at the end of the season wound up 2-12, so who knows who they were booing. At the 10-yard line, Hester's going to flip it back, and this is Ford who's going to take the ball only to the 19-yard line, so a little trickery gets them next to nowhere. 58 ticks to the half. Here comes Cutler and company.
Lieutenant Ryan wants you to join my unit. Which unit is that? The one to make sure we don't get hit again. Somebody's trying to kill me. What the hell is going on here? You gotta pick somebody to trust.
Jack?
What are you doing here?
You think everyone is who they say they are?
There's gonna be a coordinated attack. They will wipe us out. If you find the truth, will you believe it?
Let's go, let's go!
Oh, my God.
Shadow Recruit. Rated PG-13. January 17th.
Look at you. You're looking all hot on that brioche bun, baby.
That's not weird. It's not weird at all.
Wendy's Bacon Portobello Melt. A new buttery brioche bun and rich portobellas in a melty cheddar sauce.
No, that's better.
Be precise. Be powerful. Victoria Azarenka and her Citizen Echo Drive. Fueled by light. Any light. A watch that never needs a battery. Citizen. Be unstoppable.
We're going to be late.
Oh, are we early?
Commute your way with the bold, all-new Nissan Rogue.
Tis the season for a special holiday Hollywood game night.
They're literally predicting snow in the studio.
It's the perfect gift, even for the musically challenged.
No, it is not.
Thank God my wife doesn't watch anything I'm on.
Hollywood Game Night, tomorrow, 10/9 Central on NBC.
Comparing the quarterbacks to this point in the game, Foles has been extremely efficient. 14 out of 17, 2 touchdown passes. Cutler 8 out of 14, but for only 89 yards, and he's been sacked 3 times. Now Chicago trying to get at least something on the board before the half start from the 19-yard line. They have only 1 timeout. And Cutler protected well. trying to find a guy open downfield, and does. Jeffrey got free along the sideline. Covered there by Nate Allen. And they'll stop the clock with 48 seconds remaining. Timeout, Chicago, their last.
You are a business pro, ruler of the rule book, keeper of composure. When push comes to shove, you never give an inch. And you rent from National, because only National lets you choose any car in the aisle and go. You can even take a full size or above and still pay the mid-size price. Touchdown. Good call, business pro. Good call. Go National. Go like a pro.
Now from the 40-yard line, Chicago, no timeouts left. Down 24-0, and Cutler out of the shotgun. Deep drop. Guns it a little bit too high for Brandon Marshall. Chris, I'm going to tell you one reason right now you can't touch that dial. Remember 4 weeks ago tonight where we were? Foxborough. Halftime score. Denver 24, New England nothing.
You were ready to touch that dial that night at halftime.
You were too. And we all know what happened is Brady led them back and New England won the game.
All right, I'll stay.
There you go. Going to complete the journey. 2nd and 10 from the 40-yard line. Fires over the middle, and that's taken in by Jeffrey, who thinks he wasn't touched, but they'll spot him down at the 43-yard line, and the clock keeps rolling. No timeouts, so Cutler comes up, and he will spike it there with 24 seconds remaining in the half.
I'll tell you, this is a really interesting point in the game here, because now you've got your quarterback kind of limping around out there a little bit. I think at some point now they're going to spread the field and take a shot at somebody in the end zone. I mean, let's face it, you're down 24-0. You need something. You have 3 of the best jump ball receivers in the game. You've got to think one of them is going to get a chance to make a touchdown.
2nd and 10. Philadelphia will receive the second half kickoff. Blitz coming. It's picked up. And the pass is incomplete at the 35-yard line, intended for Martellus Bennett. That play took 5 seconds. It'll be 3rd down.
And they brought in an extra offensive lineman, but now taking him back out. Evan Britton came in, but now they're coming back in with Earl Bennett, so they'll spread the field at this point. With no timeouts, a completed pass is a bit of a risk at this point.
3rd and 10. Stepping up is Cutler. And he's past the line of scrimmage. He has to pack it in, and now he's got to get up there and spike the ball.
Is it 1st down, though?
Well, it is a 1st down, and he'll have time to spike it and then have one more play, which might be a field goal attempt. Because they'll spike the ball at the 33-yard line. Pretty generous spot right there. That was a 3rd down play. Take a look at this. Of course, oh, look at that. Knee down, contact made, and that was significant in the sense that you couldn't spike it if he didn't make the 1st down.
That's exactly right.
Yep. So he gets the spot, and now they're going to be able to attempt a 50-yard field goal. This is Robbie Gould. Podlish to put it down. Can Chicago get on the board? And Robbie Gould's kick is good, so they get a great spot, and that extends the opportunity for Chicago to score, and they do. 24-3 at the half. Coming up next, the Toyota halftime. But first, these messages from your local NBC station.
Can you say it?
Mr. Patton, please.
Learned a lot of lessons in my life. There ain't no sky too high, no sea too rough. Never shoot a large caliber man with a small caliber bullet. Anything in life worth doing is worth overdoing.
Let's go!
I'm a lover. I'm a fighter. I'm a UDT Navy SEAL diver.
Shot me.
We're all shot, bro. Can you fight?
I can fight.
See? God's looking out for us.
Lone Survivor. Rated R.
Make sure you keep your family safe and warm this winter. Hire an IBEW Local 98 contractor for all of your home and business electrical and telecommunication needs. And remember, pull permits, pay taxes, build union, and buy American. From all of us at IBEW Local 98, we wish you and yours a very Merry Christmas and a happy and healthy New Year.
At H.H. Gregg's Countdown to Christmas sale, you'll save up to 25% on appliances, electronics, furniture, and more. 24-inch LED TVs, $129. Samsung 51-inch HD TVs, now $499. Whirlpool washer-dryer pairs, just $798. And Android tablets start at just $49. Get the gifts you want from the brands you trust at the H.H. Gregg Countdown to Christmas sale.
For every late night, every weekend worked, every idea sold. You deserve a Cadillac, the fastest growing full-line luxury brand in the United States, including the all-new 2014 Cadillac CTS, Motor Trend's 2014 Car of the Year. Get the best offers of the season on our award-winning products, like the 2014 ATS and SRX. Hurry in. Offers end January 2nd.
Welcome to Toyotathon. How can I help?
I'm here to get a Camry.
Oh, Camry's reliable and really fun to drive.
Sounds like I hit the jackpot again.
Again?
Hey, honey. I got you this mochaccino. And on the way, I rescued this puppy.
Get 0% APR financing for 60 months or $1,000 cash back on a new 2014 Camry and 2013 Highlander. Or lease a new Camry LE for $189 a month. Toyota. Let's go places.
Tracking more rain for Monday, then a major cool down by Christmas after the game.
We make 60 minutes of play a day our top priority. Hop on the bus at NFLRush.com.
Welcome to the Toyota Halftime. Let's go places.
The Philadelphia Eagles doing the Green Bay Packers an enormous solid. It begins to look almost inevitable that the Packers and the Bears at Soldier Field next Sunday will be for the title in the NFC North. Now, Philadelphia didn't have to win this game. Their game next week at Dallas was going to be the determining factor anyway, and we can announce now that that will be the Sunday night game. The Eagles at Dallas will be next Sunday night's game at NBC. We'll have the rest of the Week 17 schedule on the other side of the report from New York, which, of course, is led by Dan Patrick.
All right, Bob, thank you. With Tony Dungy and Rodney Harrison, we'll look at the teams vying for that 6th and final playoff spot in the AFC. Who's in the best shape coming up? But now, highlights from Week 16 at a record-breaking day for Peyton Manning. 4 touchdown passes. He's got 51 for the season, taking back his single-season mark from Tom Brady. Broncos clinch the West, first-round bye. Dallas and Washington. Boys are down 6, a minute to go. 4th and goal, season on the line, jobs on the line. Tony Romo to DeMarco Murray. That sets up the win and you're in showdown with the Eagles next Sunday night here on NBC. New Orleans at Carolina, battle of the NFC South leaders. Drew Brees, Jimmy Graham. Saints a 3-point lead, 6 minutes to go. But Cam Newton drove the Panthers 65 yards in 32 seconds. Dominic Hicks in the game winner. Panthers in the playoffs for the first time since 08. Arizona and Seattle. Arizona did what no one's done in almost exactly 2 years. Win in Seattle. Michael Floyd, your game winner. Cards need a win and a little bit of help to make the postseason. Pittsburgh at Green Bay, wild win in the snow at Lambeau. Le'Veon Bell. With less than 2 minutes to play, Steelers by 7. Packers got a huge return, went down to the 1, but Don Barkley called for the full start. It's a 10-second runoff, and so that set up the final play. Matt Flynn off Jarrett Boykin's hands. Steelers still alive. Packers became Eagle fans tonight. Miami at Buffalo. Ryan Tannehill's been sacked more than any other quarterback. Got hit in this one, and he briefly left the game. Miami needs a win and some help. We'll talk about those scenarios. New England needed no help whatsoever. They crushed Baltimore. Worst loss in the John Harbaugh era. And that leads us to the wild card picture here, guys. Tell me who's in great shape in the AFC for this final playoff spot, Tone.
Well, I'll tell you what, there's a lot going on there, but you've got 4 teams competing for that number 6 seed, and they all need a little bit of help. But if I'm anybody, I want to be the Miami Dolphins, because the help that they need would only have to come from home teams who will be favored. Win your game, get some help from a home team.
And, Coach, I want to be the San Diego Chargers because you're playing at home. You're playing against Kansas City, who's locked in at the number 5 seed. They can't improve their seeding. But teams that San Diego need to lose are Baltimore and Miami, and that can happen because both those quarterbacks are injured.
All right, the division winners are locked in. Right. It's just a question of seeding right now. But as we're looking at the playoff picture, you said we're going to see a lot of upsets in the postseason.
I think you will. You are just not having dominant teams in the AFC or the NFC right now.
All right, coming up, Bob Costas with Week 17 schedule. It's changed. But first, Texas is home to a lot of great football players. And this week, Arian Foster sat down with Coach T to check out another special talent coming out of the Lone Star State.
Man, Tundra is a machine out there.
Oh, yeah. How'd you like to line up against that beast, Arian? Hey, you know they got a new one?
You joking?
Nope. New 2014 Tundra, made in America, assembled in Texas.
I like that.
I like puppies. But I love a full-size pickup that can tow a spaceship down the street. Hey, you want to see the new Tundra?
Let's do it.
Come on.
Unbelievable.
Have you ever seen anything so tough, my friend?
You mind if I take a spin?
No, go hog wild. Put some pepper in that gumbo.
I don't eat gumbo.
See if you can find a spaceship.
Toyota, let's go places.
The Olympic Winter Games, coming February 6th to NBC.
The Bears came in averaging just about 30 points a game. The Eagles hold them to 3 in the first half and lead by 21. Now, next Sunday night's game on NBC is going to be for the NFC East title. It will be these Eagles at Dallas. Now, let's take a look at the rest of the Week 17 schedule. Right now, Green Bay at Chicago is scheduled for 1 o'clock, but if the score tonight here holds, it goes to 4:25 Eastern Time with the NFC North title at stake. The key AFC 1 o'clocks will be Baltimore, Cincinnati, Cleveland, Pittsburgh, and the Jets in Miami, all with possible playoff implications. The significant 4:25 NFC games are Tampa, New Orleans, San Francisco, Arizona, although that one depends on tomorrow night when the Falcons play the Niners, and St. Louis at Seattle. Seahawks still haven't nailed down the overall number 1 seed in the home field and the bye throughout. The Saints are right now looking at a wild card and all road games in the playoffs. And back in the AFC, the late games are Buffalo, New England, Kansas City, San Diego, and Denver, Oakland. A lot still up in the air there, too. The Patriots, for example, could end up anywhere from a 1 seed to a 4 seed. As for me, I'll just be relieved that after next week, we'll hear no more talk for at least several months of teams controlling their own destiny. You can't control your own destiny. That's why it's destiny. Just saying. Tomorrow on Today, Lindsey Vonn struggled on the slopes this weekend. Are her chances to make it to Sochi in jeopardy? Or will she overcome this latest setback? Hear what she has to say about her plans tomorrow on Today. And we're back to Philadelphia with the second half after this.
This has been the Toyota Halftime. Let's go places.
Tailgating. Great in the parking lot before a game. Not so great on the road. Let's be careful out there. Cure Auto Insurance. Drive well. Texting. A fun way to express yourself. A better way to pay your car insurance. Cure Auto Insurance. Drive well. Upon further review, it is determined you can save over 50% on your auto insurance with Cure. Play stands, touchdown. Cure Auto Insurance. Drive well.
It's time to ring in the new year right at your Buick dealership. Make your resolution to join the thousands of people every month who are switching to Buick's innovative technology, design, and luxury. Get into the Buick holiday event with exceptional offers and get your year off to a great start.
During the Buick holiday event, current non-GM lessees lease this 2014 Buick Enclave with 2 years of SiriusXM for around $349 per month.
Crooks who wait for your Christmas gifts to come to them after the game.
We make you easy to find. We make matching permissible. We make the most popular mall Santa in Pittsburgh. We make your favorite layer. We make it worth being good for 364 days. We make changing your last name one thing, but your team another. We make thousands of things that are more than just things. NFLshop.com. Together, we make football.
This telecast is copyrighted by the NFL for the private use of our audience. Any other use of this telecast or any pictures, descriptions, or accounts of the game without the NFL's consent is prohibited.
There's a moment in every game that changes everything. NFL Turning Point, presented by Chevrolet, Wednesdays on NBCSN.
All Philadelphia as we come back to Sunday Night Football. They lead by a score of 24-3. Want to talk, obviously, about Chip Kelly. Now, nobody's going to reinvent the wheel, but maybe you can add a couple of spokes.
Couple of spokes, no doubt about it. How about a little Burger King inside edge here? They call it the spread offense, but really the point of it is to spread the defense, and we saw this throughout. DeSean Jackson lining up all over the place. Flip it out as wide receivers blocking in front, and the safeties a long way away. And so then what do? All right, now you flank your wide receivers out. You go that way. You get everybody to break towards Jason Avant, flip around, take one of the most exciting players in the game, LaShawn McCoy, and get him in space the other way. And now somehow you have to try and make tackles against those two guys in the open field. It ain't easy. That's tonight's Burger King Inside Edge. Check out more insights from tonight on NBC Sports Live Extra.
Weapons, schemes, concepts. It's resulted in 37 plays for 246 yards in the first half. Brad Smith is back to receive this kick, and he will take it at the goal line. Former Jet and Buffalo Bill brings that back to the 16. We go to Michelle on the sideline.
Well, Al, Mark Trestman told me at halftime they would use the halftime period to study themselves and then come out and start over. He said he has absolute confidence in Jay Cutler. There will be no change at quarterback. And he said their scoring drive to end the first half was a good sign. As for Chip Kelly, he said that they will approach the second half exactly the same way as they did the first. He told me, Al, we're from Philadelphia. We fight.
Yeah, he originally, of course, from New Hampshire, then to Eugene, with tremendous success there, and was known for innovative and incredible offensive bursts. His ball carrier is LaShawn McCoy, taken down at about the line of scrimmage, and there are the numbers through the first half, and double the yardage for Philadelphia.
Yeah, the good news for the Dallas Cowboys, they live to fight another day and play for the division. The bad news is they're probably watching on television. They did okay against this offense the first time, but they're better now than they were then.
Dallas came in here in midseason as McCoy gets taken down, and Dallas won the game here 17-3 on October 20th.
Well, so far, though, this is a nice start for this Bears defense if they can just make the play on third down now. They need a quick exit and give this offense a chance to get them back in the game. This is a big play in the game right here.
Third down and 7. Can that Bear defense start with a 3 and out? They almost jump offside. And now it's Foles, and he throws, and that's caught backhanded by DeSean Jackson. And he has the first down before he goes out of bounds.
Well, we talk about it. You want to bring pressure, and Nick Foles' numbers against pressure has not been good. So you bring your linebacker, Lance Briggs. Unfortunately, it's picked up beautifully by this Eagles offensive line. Now you're stuck one-on-one on the outside with the electrifying. And I don't say that lightly, DeSean Jackson.
Here's the electrifying LaShawn McCoy, who gets taken out of bounds into the Bear bench after a gain of 5. Run out by Bostic.
You know what's interesting about it is the way that they use those two guys. Typically, if you have DeSean Jackson on one side of the field, LaShawn McCoy is going the other way. And so they get that 53 1/3 horizontal width that you have to try and defend, and they haven't even really taken the big shot down the field yet.
2nd and 5, and that pass to the outside is caught again there by Jackson. Nothing gets by Kelly. I mean, when coaches talk about distances and all of, I've never heard a coach refer to it, which is the exact distance, 53.5 yards.
And that's it, 53 in the third, faking that way, and then you go back the other way. It's just sort of a two-man game, you know, and they do that in basketball. It's all right, let's play a two-man game. That's what we're getting going out here.
53.33 yards. Kelly calls in the play from the 42-yard line, first down. Cooper comes wide to the left. Ball's looking in that direction. The three receivers over there, and that's caught by Jackson up at the 49-yard line, tackled there by Zach Bowman.
Well, one of the reasons you're successful is you're playing well on the offensive line, and so far you've got Jason Peters doing the job against Julius Peppers, and you just have to wonder, and we're already seeing the effects of it, these drives are completely wearing out the pass rush.
This is the 7th play, opening drive of the half. Hand the ball off to McCoy. And McCoy, who was stopped initially, the ball is out. Stephen Pyatt comes up with the ball. Live ball. After Briggs could not make the stop short of the first down, McCoy got the first down and then loses the ball.
And we talked about it. He can be loose with the football sometimes. Maybe the only weakness in his game. Let's see, was the knee down? Boy, that's close. That ball was coming out just about the time the knee went down. All it has to do is be coming out a little bit. Can't see it there.
Pulled out by Isaiah Fry, and every turnover is reviewed, so they are looking at it upstairs, and of course the crowd is looking at it on the board here.
Boy, that is a bang play. I don't know if they would be able to overturn that.
Again, the ruling on the field is a fumble. It's a turnover.
The ruling on the field was a change of possession. It is not a challengeable play by Philadelphia. Therefore, they will be charged with their first team timeout.
So 12:02 remaining in the third. It's 24-3.
Madden NFL 25, rated E for everyone. Xbox, official game console of the NFL.
You don't know where the road will take you, but we'd be happy to get you there. The road begins here at the BMW Happier New Year event. Right now, receive a holiday credit of up to $2,000 or lease a BMW X1 for $319 a month.
Got on time, buddy. The captain tagged you. He almost tased you. Why?
FBI!
I know we're a little unorthodox. We're trying to make a name for ourselves.
The Wolf of Wall Street, rated R, Christmas Day.
The new Big King from Burger King may look familiar, but it's what's on the inside that counts. Our 2 fire-grilled patties and king sauce make all the difference. And right now, pick any 2 sandwiches for just $5, only at Burger King, where taste is king.
On an all-new SVU, Benson's worst nightmare returns.
All right, when we went to commercial, Mike Carey had made an announcement which was a little confusing about Philadelphia losing a timeout. The reason was that all turnovers are reviewed automatically. Change of possession upstairs. Kelly was challenging it, and therefore will be assessed a timeout. Meanwhile, Carey is checking the play to see if McCoy, and there's his knee down with possession before the ball comes out from Fry. If we had a guess right now, I think it gets overturned and Philadelphia retains possession. What do you think, Chris?
Well, it's just, it was moving on its way out. You know, the arm is still around it, but at what point does that mean you can see the sort of tip of the ball starting to come up? It's so close I probably would leave it alone on the field, but I've got to say, no matter which way this goes, I wouldn't argue it. I just think it's have some movement just as the knee was going down, and if it had been called one way on whatever it was called on the field, I probably would have stayed with.
Well, ruled a turnover on the field. And we all wait for Mike Carey, and he's coming to the microphone right now. In a manner of speaking.
The challenge flag by Philadelphia does not prevent a review. After the review, the runner was down by contact. Therefore, it's Eagles ball, 1st and 10 on the 47.5-yard line. Chicago's half. Philadelphia is charged with a team timeout, however.
All right, so McCoy dances his way back out onto the field. And on top of it, not only does he retain possession, but with that second burst, got a first down.
Well, a good break there. One of those bang-bang plays, and if you're Chicago Bears, that was exactly the play you needed to try and get yourself back in the game. So back to the drawing board now, but at least the defense did get a bit of a break there. Chance to regroup.
It's 1st and 10 now as McCoy has carried 13 times for 77 yards and has 5 catches for 28. The ball is at the 48-yard line of the Bears. 3 minutes into the third quarter. This is the opening drive of the period. This is the 8th play of this drive. Foles checks it down underneath. McCoy fighting for a couple of extra yards. Initial contact by Bowman.
Well, we're going to try and show you a little bit here of just what we're talking about with spreading the field. You're going to get receivers going this way, this way. You've got them here, you've got them here, you've got them here. That is one large area of square footage to try and cover for a defense, and that is what has been part of the magic of Chip Kelly's offense.
Almost your whole 53 and a third. Here comes the flag. McCoy tackled at the 50-yard line. Mike Carey.
I think Jason Kelce did a little tackle of his own on that one coming out. So now
Philadelphia,
a decision, yeah.
Doesn't have a penalty tonight.
Holding offense number 62. 10-yard penalty is still 2nd down.
You know, it was interesting for that because they did tackle them for a loss and could have made that a 3rd down.
Mm-hmm.
And so essentially they're giving this offense another down. I'm not so sure I wouldn't have taken whatever that ended up being, 3rd and 12.
It would have been 3rd and 12. Instead, right now, they go back to 2nd down from the 44-yard line, and a little pass out into the flat is incomplete, intended for Brent Selleck. So it made it 2nd and 22, and it's now going to be 3rd down, and let's call it the 19, 3rd and 19.
Well, Julius Peppers now is finally starting to play that screen. I mean, the Bears all night have allowed them to fake the quick throw to one side and come back with the screen. But now at least Julius Peppers is saying, all right, enough of that. I'm going to take away that tight end screen and force you to do something else.
And it is Foles. He has to pack it in because he was well across the line of scrimmage. And he is stopped at the 50-yard line. So Philadelphia was able to retain possession, but then bogged down at midfield. And Pester will go back to what he hopes will be a punt return.
Now that was a pass all the way to Riley Cooper, and as Foles has done throughout the course of the night, just not 100% comfortable, so he pulled it down, let his punter come out and do some work.
Here's Donnie Jones, his 2nd boot of the night, and it will be down inside the 5-yard line. Brandon Boykin got down there, made sure it stayed in the field of play. Chicago pinned deep.
Super Bowl 48 is coming, and Bud Light is throwing you quite a show.
We'll run the spread, I'll throw the ball, we'll bring our blitz, I'll change the call, and we will be the team to win it all.
Not that kind of show. This kind of show. Use your FanZone app for your chance to unlock the ultimate VIP weekend. We're turning a luxury cruise liner into the Bud Light Hotel in New York City, where you'll party with celebrities, top music artists, and see Super Bowl 48. Download the FanZone app today. Bud Light, here we go.
We don't know where the road will take you, but we'd be happy to get you there. The road begins here at the BMW Happier New Year event. Right now, receive a holiday credit of up to $2,000 or lease a BMW 320i for $279 a month.
It was the guy who started shopping too late for most sites, so he ordered from BestBuy.com and picked up his gift that night.
It's never too late to order online. Pick up in-store the same day to get great gifts like the Beats Pill. Best Buy.
You know, with new FedEx One Rate, you can fill that box and pay one flat rate.
How naughty was he? Oh, boy.
FedEx One Rate. Simple flat rate shipping with the reliability of FedEx.
Matt Forte, non-factor tonight. 8 rush yards. He's third in the league in rushing coming into the weekend. 3 receiving yards. They've just completely bottled him up, Chris.
Well, he has been a factor, though, because his pass protection has struggled. I mean, there's no other way to say it. They gave up a sack there. And now inside, Michael Kendrick going to come right at him. He has to be able to stand in and make that play and gives up another sack. So if you're going to get back in the game, you have to be able to pass protect on all fronts. And the running back, you know, I know he's had a great year. 3rd in the league in rushing, 3rd in total yards from scrimmage. But in this one, now his pass protection may be the key.
Bears backed up to start this drive. That's Jeffrey coming in on a wing. And Forte can barely get out of the end zone.
I don't think he
Cedric
did.
Thornton, they think they have a safety. The officials converge.
You've got to get the ball all the way out.
Did he get it out?
I'm not sure.
Well, they're going to spot it just outside for the moment.
No, sir. That's a safety.
Eagles want the call made.
That is a safety.
Crowd is looking at it, and this is reviewable. So now Kelly, he can challenge this, and the crowd is saying, throw that flag. And he will. So the challenge here by Kelly, he already lost the timeout earlier on an unchallengeable play. Carried to make the announcement.
Was that the runner was down at the half-yard line as being challenged by Philadelphia. Timeout.
Boy, that was some play by Cedric Thornton.
Great. So we'll see if it's 26-3 when we come back. For the moment, 24-3.
Now that you've finished your holiday shopping list for everyone else, we think it's time you make one for yourself. Right now at the BMW Happier New Year event, receive a holiday credit of up to $2,000 or lease a BMW 320i for $279 a month.
The new Big King from Burger King may look familiar, but it's what's on the inside that counts. Our 2 fire-grilled patties and king sauce make all the difference. And right now, pick any 2 sandwiches for just $5, only at Burger King, where taste is king.
Greg's cries for help are pretty loud and clear. But try as he might, he just can't seem to get what he's asking for. Not like with DirecTV. With DirecTV voice control, Greg just says, tune to USA Network, and he gets tuned right in, lickety-split. Looks like finding some dramas. Sure is a lot easier than finding that motorcycle he was attached to. Search and record with just your voice. Call 1-800-DirecTV.
This is it. The big bang of light beers. The one that started it all. 96 of the hardest working calories in the business. And for a limited time, Miller Lite is back in the original light can.
January 2nd, the student becomes the teacher.
Once more teachery.
I want to kill myself. Prepare to be schooled.
Hey, you guys want to keep it down?
NBC's Community returns for an all-new season Thursday, January 2nd.
After review, when the runner's knee was down, the ball did not make it all the way out of the end zone. Therefore, it's a safety. Philadelphia is not charged. Timeout.
So 2 more points. Kelly wins the challenge. The old universal safety call goes up across Lincoln Financial Field. It's 26-3.
I think the call was a relatively easy one here. Cedric Thornton breaks through, hits Matt Forte on the knee. Right there, it's over. His knee's down, and the ball has to be all the way out of the end zone, completely across this part of the line there. Now let's watch the play itself. Cedric Thornton is going to jump inside of Jordan Mills, who just simply can't get there. But the athleticism to get back out and bring down one of the top running backs in the league with an arm tackle is very impressive. You see Cedric Thornton flash. When you watch the tape of the Philadelphia Eagles, both he and Fletcher Cox occasionally just make those plays in the backfield. That was big. Give Brandon Boykin a little credit for downing the ball on the 2-yard line, too, to get the whole thing started.
And Forte's night continues after we had documented what was going on, or lack thereof. Now it's a free kick for Chicago from the 20-yard line, and not a very good one, but it does bounce away, and then Riley Cooper secures it and just goes down with it at the 34-yard line. Look at this. Foles leading the league in passer rating coming into action today. McCoy leading the league in rushing and should win that title. You'd have to go back to the 1965 San Diego Chargers. John Hadle at quarterback, Paul Lowe at running back, all the way back to 1965 when they were then in the American Football League, to find a team that would have a guy who leads in passing and leads in rushing. And the Eagles right now are in that spot from the 33-yard line. Look at that hole. McCoy to midfield. Gigantic gap.
Well, let's give Evan Mathis and some of these offensive linemen a little bit of credit here. Watch him get up here to this linebacker, and they are just making this look easy. I mean, they're getting the double team. They're easily getting up to Jonathan Bostic, and it doesn't matter what they're doing at this point.
17-yard gain. Foles lifts one over the middle, wide open again. Riley Cooper to the 17-yard line. And when Jeremy Maclin got hurt at the beginning of training camp, it was Cooper who had to go from what would have been the number 3 receiver to number 2. He's had a great year, 32 yards.
They go so fast we can't even show you a replay. This, no, how hard must it be to play defense against them?
Play action all the time. Look at Foles dancing around. Find somebody underneath. That's Jason Avant to the 15.
I don't think I would have ever believed that Nick Foles would have done this much with this offense this fast. Everybody thought that Mike Vick was going to be the starting quarterback of this football team, and give Mike Vick a lot of credit. He has been a true team guy. He rallied around Riley Cooper when all that stuff was going on. But Nick Foles now is in the conversation for MVP of the league. Now, Peyton Manning's going to win it, but this guy's going to be one of the candidates.
They get a bronze medal. 2nd and 6. Another giant hole. And this time it's Bryce Brown. They're just shredding the Bear defense. Last in the league against the rush. They would figure the way it looks right now.
Well, they bring James Casey across this little kick-out block again. It's just a simple trap, and they're wearing him out with it.
1st and goal, and Brown will take the ball inside the 2-yard line as we get to the halfway mark of the 3rd quarter.
You know, this team is so much better. The Dallas Cowboys beat this team, obviously not the same quarterback situation and all that, but they are so efficient now with this offense and what they're doing.
Foles asking for quiet on 2nd down and goal. And springing to the outside is McCoy. Nothing through the middle. Off he goes to the left side. Touchdown. mean, go figure. The Chicago Bears have everything in front of them tonight. Gift wrap packages, but now they are down, going on 30.
Yeah, I mean, everything they're doing. Shea McClellan stuffed that play. Julius Peppers had him dead to rights on the outside, and they still scored a touchdown. Talking about in the conversation for MVP, that guy, LaShawn McCoy, has had a magical year.
A 30-point lead for the Eagles as they get ready to go to Arlington, Texas next week to try to win the NFC East.
We don't know where the road will take you, but we'd be happy to get you there. The road begins here at the BMW Happier New Year event. Right now, receive a holiday credit of up to $2,000 or lease a BMW 528i for $449 a month.
She loves a lot of the same things you do. It's what you love about her. But your erectile dysfunction? That could be a question of blood flow. Cialis Tadalafil for daily use helps you be ready anytime the moment's right. You can be more confident in your ability to be ready. And the same Cialis is the only daily ED tablet approved to treat ED and symptoms of BPH, like needing to go frequently or urgently. Tell your doctor about all your medical conditions and medications and ask if your heart is healthy enough for sexual activity. Do not take Cialis if you take nitrates for chest pain, as this may cause an unsafe drop in blood pressure. Do not drink alcohol in excess with Cialis. Side effects may include headache, upset stomach, delayed backache, or muscle ache. To avoid long-term injury, seek immediate medical help for an erection lasting more than 4 hours. If you have any sudden decrease or loss in hearing or vision, or if you have any allergic reactions such as rash, hives, swelling of the lips, tongue, or throat, or difficulty breathing or swallowing, stop taking Cialis and get medical help right away. Ask your doctor about Cialis for daily use and a 30-tablet free trial.
Tina and I are back to host the Golden Globe Awards. And just to get you excited, here's a preview of our big opening number. 5, 6, 7, 8.
The perfect host for the party of the year, the Golden Globe Awards, Sunday, January 12th on NBC.
Season concludes. The 256th game of the year is Sunday Night Football next week. And here we go again. The Cowboys, the Eagles football night starts at 7 Eastern time, third year in a row. We've done the Cowboys on the last Sunday night of the season. They lost to the Giants. They lost to Washington. And now we'll see what happens against Philadelphia in Arlington, Texas. Here's Hester. Running it back to the 22. We talked about that first meeting. Michael Vick had a hamstring pull. He was inactive. In that game, Romo 317. Cowboy defense looked good. 3 sacks, 3 picks. Foles 11 of 29 and then sustained a concussion. Matt Barkley finished up. And Dallas won by a score of 17-3. That made Philadelphia at that point 3-4.
Well, don't forget Monty Kiffin during his days at USC saw this offense several times. So maybe if at least he has experience that a lot of these other defensive coordinators don't have.
They'll have their hands full next Sunday night. The ball is at the 22-yard line. And Cutler over the middle, and that's dropped. Nothing going right for Chicago. You know, Chris, I go back to everybody talking about, well, Chicago has a lot to play for, but Philadelphia doesn't, which they didn't after, except for seeding, once Dallas won the game. But who would have ever known that? They could clinch the NFC North title tonight. Haven't come close to being in the game.
And they're right back to where they were if you went otherwise. Going to have to win there last night to get in.
Beat the Packers next Sunday afternoon at Soldier Field. A little short pass underneath to Matt Forte, going nowhere.
I'll tell you, probably the thing that has impressed me most has been the play of the Philadelphia Eagles defense. I mean, they had done a number, a little double coverage on the outside against Alshon Jeffrey. Brandon Marshall handled pretty easily there by Bradley Fletcher. And then Martellus Bennett with Trent Cole even dropping back in coverage. He is an outside linebacker now, but he doesn't cover a lot.
3rd and 7. And Cutler is going to get sacked and lose the ball, and at least it's retained. Michael Kendricks forced it, And then Mills is there to at least keep possession for Chicago, but they will punt.
Well, you can't blame the offensive line for that one. Jay Cutler held that one a little too long. That was a coverage sack. Going to come right around the edge here. And Jordan Mills just didn't quite see that one soon enough. A rookie on the outside makes a few of those mistakes. But, boy, I tell you what, this has been a show on both sides of the ball for the Philadelphia Eagles tonight.
Yeah, because defensively, down at the bottom of the league in most categories, playing against Chicago, second in scoring at 29 points a game. Fair catch call for made at the 45-yard line. 5.5 left in the third quarter. Eagles blazing up by 30.
Welcome to the Van Heusen Institute of Style. You may come as schlubs, but you will leave with swagger. Exhibit A. This guy's a list of fashion fumbles. Nothing fits. Khakis to work, and he left it open over the middle? What a schlub. Exhibit B.
And B is for beautiful.
Man, this is style in motion.
That's beautiful.
Picks a perfect pattern. It's a great combination. And that's a playmaker. Style is a statement, gentlemen, and a statement we will make.
That's beautiful, man.
Let's have a conference call over the weekend.
Great idea. Yeah, you're probably going to need to be home between 10 and 6.
Gonna need to keep it in a shop till Monday.
The new Big King from Burger King may look familiar, but it's what's on the inside that counts. Our 2 fire-grilled patties and king sauce make all the difference. And right now, pick any 2 sandwiches for just $5, only at Burger King, where taste is king.
Are you listening? Snow is glistening. A beautiful sight. We're happy tonight. Walking in a winter wonderland. Walking in a winter wonderland. Walking in a winter wonderland.
Verizon now has the gifts everyone wants. Get last-minute holiday deals. Save $50 on select Droid devices like the free Droid Mini.
Is it true that the Secret Service agents might be involved?
Whoever is behind this has our playbook, and they are using it against us.
NBC's Crisis, coming this spring.
Sunday Night Football from Philadelphia being brought to you by Burger King, where taste is king. By The Wolf of Wall Street in theaters Wednesday, rated R. By BMW, we only make one thing, the ultimate driving machine. And by Corona, inviting you to find your beach this football season. Life-size display of London in the 1840s at the Dickens Village here in Philadelphia in Center City. 62 degrees at game time tonight on this first full day of winter. There's Foles. They still have their foot on the gas to the Eagles, but then the ball comes loose, and as it's snatched out of the air, it might be. Brent Selleck lost the ball, and it's a live ball, and it's Chicago's ball. Hauled in by Jonathan Bostic.
Nice job by Tim Jennings getting that thing out, I believe. He comes up in the back, and really, that's a fumble all the way. I thought it might be ruled an interception, but that ball was stripped out well after Selleck had possession of it. So now the Bears at least catch a little break and maybe can get something going on the offensive side.
Only the second fumble of Selleck's 7-year career. 308 catches. So Chicago begins now from the 30-yard line. Cutler is 11 of 22 for 130 yards, and pass is incomplete as Cutler goes down, and that's on Brandon Graham. Came in and decked him. There's Jeffrey Lurie, who well, he's a lot happier than he would indicate in that shot, because his team right now up 33-3, on the team since the mid-90s. Hired Ray Rhodes after he inherited Rich Kotite. Rhodes here 4 years, and of course Andy Reid for 14 seasons. How's Andy doing, by the way?
Not too bad.
I know.
Till today.
Until today. Brandon Marshall will get taken out of bounds. They targeted, the Eagles did, Chip Kelly. And they talked to him, and Jeff Lurie said, and Howie Roseman as well, he's he's our guy, but he declined. He went back to Oregon, and then about 5 days later, through a chance meeting at a convention in Nashville, word got back to Lurie that maybe Chip wanted to talk again about the Philadelphia job.
Yeah, and, you know, he was slow to decide about the Oregon job, too. Right. And took about the same amount of time. And that's a big jump, though. You know, we've seen college coaches come into the NFL, and it doesn't work out so well. This one looks like it's ascending on the right path.
3rd down and 5. And that pass is dropped by Forte. It'll be 4th down, so they can't cash in off the turnover. One other thing, too, that Chip Kelly was telling us about the other day. Andy Reid called him. Reid got fired. He goes to Kansas City, and then Andy calls Chip Kelly, and he says, that's a great organization, and that's a great owner.
And it had great influence over Chip as well, to have a guy who basically had been let go of his duties, and the Bears going to go for it here on 4th down to call and make an endorsement of the organization. The man coverage of the Philadelphia Eagles tonight has been overwhelming, especially those inside linebackers.
4th and 5, and you got a whistle before the snap. You got a timeout taken by Chicago.
Timeout, Chicago.
Play clock was down to 1.
You're first.
This isn't football music. It's ice skating music. But when it comes on, whammo, big play. Our lucky song.
Who keeps playing this song?
I don't know.
Bud Light, for the fans who do whatever it takes.
Well, Chicago able to get the field goal at the end of the half, but then no momentum at all. Look at that, 135 yards for Philadelphia in this quarter. Chicago -2. Had to take a timeout. It's 4th and 5. And can Cutler keep the drive alive? He can. It's caught up at the 42-yard line by Jeffrey for a gain of 7. Moves the chains, 1st down.
Well, Alshon Jeffrey on the outside, one of the few passes they've completed against Kerry Williams in this game. This has been an excellent coverage game. After watching them last week against the Minnesota Vikings, I was questioning whether they could match up against these guys. This has been a quantum leap in coverage from one week to the next.
1st and 10. Cutler good protection this time. Here's Marshall, spins his way to the 47-yard line, and Brandon has a 1st down.
I'll tell you, the job that DeMeco Ryans does inside calling the plays, they call in 2 different defenses to him and basically leave it to his discretion as to which one they use. So, you know, all the signals, the cards, all that stuff over there. But it is DeMeco Ryans playing Peyton Manning on the defensive side and making the calls.
From the 47-yard line. And Cutler, flag is thrown at the 39-yard line. Pass incomplete.
Before the pass, holding, defense number 95, 5-yard penalty, automatic. 1st down.
So the holding call on Kendricks. Rick Minter is the inside linebacker coach. Calling in the play, calls it into DeMeco Ryans.
There's a duck and an 11.
There's a duck and an 11.
And all that means something to DeMeco Ryans.
They have posters with Ben Franklin on it. I mean, it's fabulous.
That double-A blitz again coming right up the middle. Let's see if they actually come this time. They don't.
But they get to him anyway. Trent Cole, and that's a hat trick for him. 3 tonight.
Well, Trent Cole is going to end up looping back inside here, but it was Michael Kendricks who came out on that double-A blitz and took away the crossing route that Jay Cutler was looking for. He thought he was going to get that blitz, throw it quickly, but it was Michael Kendricks who took that away.
2nd and 22 from the 46-yard line. Into the outside, that's Bennett, and Bennett gets taken out at the 50. 3rd and still very long, 3rd and 18.
Yeah, the Eagles defensive coordinator is a guy by the name of Billy Davis, and he got his start with Bill Cowher, who he was an offensive guy his whole life. He said, why don't you work with Dick LeBeau a little while? Dick LeBeau turned into Dom Capers and Marvin Lewis and Wade Phillips and Vic Fangio and Mike Nolan. That is a who's who of 34 defenses, and that is the conversion they've made, and they are so much better at it now than what they were.
Cole not playing with his hand on the ground. Well, he is on this particular play, but hasn't hurt him at all. 3 sacks tonight. Here he comes again. The pass has gotten away to Forte. And Forte with a pretty good game, but well short of the first down, forced out by Kerry Williams.
How much choice now? You have to keep going for it, right?
Oh, sure. You went for it on 4th down from the 35. 30-point game. I mean, right now, Bears just thinking about, not that they are, but you might as well be next week. Reggie White, 124 sacks for the Eagles, and Trent Cole, number 2 with 3 tonight, breaking a tie with Clyde Simmons, the 2nd. 4th and 9. And here's Forte, and Forte will have enough for a first down before he's tackled there by Kendricks.
All right, Michael Kendricks here is going to sprint out underneath, and then he's going to kind of lose Matt Forte. As he runs underneath the double team, the wide receiver, Forte slips out, and just enough to pick up that first down.
Final minute of the 3rd quarter. Cutler deep and juggled and caught by Martellus Bennett as he's able to get possession before he goes out of bounds at the 1-yard line.
Boy, that should have been a walk-in touchdown. They've got the little wheel route going up the boundary, and Michael Kendricks gets lost in the shuffle and just a little wide, and you could see Martellus Bennett struggled, so he didn't end up scoring the touchdown on the play, but I do think he got his feet down ultimately. That should have been an easy one.
Right. 30-yard gain, ball at the 1. Bears trying to get into the end zone for the first time. Half a minute to go in the 3rd. And
offense, 5-yard penalty, still first.
Oh my
you go from the 1-yard line back to the 6-yard line. Well, for Mark Trestman, whose offense has been so proficient this year, and of course that's his pedigree through the years. Call him the quarterback whisperer, among other things. But tonight, the offense has been stymied by a very good Philly defense and by Chicago's own mistakes. First and goal from the 6. And it's Marshall who's able to haul it in for the touchdown on what will be the final play of the quarter. So Marshall going to the outside. That culminates a 70-yard, 11-play drive.
Well, there's confusion everywhere, and the wideouts over here are moving around. That could have very easily been called back. They tried to rush before the end of the quarter there. Job by Brandon Marshall pushing off, and I'm sure Kerry Williams will let the official know about that, but it did work.
Leave the offense in. Probably make it a 22-point game for what it's worth. 4 for 5 of the Bears this season on 2-point conversions. And that pass is caught wide open right there. Earl Bennett coming inside, slanting into the end zone to make it 33-11, and that will take us to the 4th quarter. End of 3. Eagles by 22. Sunday Night Football resumes after these messages.
Tomorrow, a Today exclusive. Ryan O'Neal opens up to Savannah just days after winning his court battle over that multi-million-dollar Warhol painting of former love Farrah Fawcett. Why he fought to keep it in the family. Tomorrow on Today.
Tracking more rain for Monday, then a major cool down by Christmas after the game.
Nitro Circus Live. Travis Pastrana brings the world's most spectacular action sports show to the Wells Fargo Center on January 9th. See the world's best extreme athletes, plus outrageous contraptions from the 50-foot high Nitro Gigantorama. Tickets at ComcastTix.com.
What's for dinner? ShopRite from home has the answer. Getting your groceries is as easy as shopping online at ShopRite.com. ShopRite from home has all the same prices, the same variety, and all the same savings in-store and online.
We asked people, if you could get paid to do something you really love, what would you do?
I'd be a writer.
I'd be a baker.
I want to be a pie maker.
I want to be a pilot.
I'd be an architect.
What if I told you someone could pay you? And what if that person were you? When you think about it, isn't that what retirement should be? Paying ourselves to do what we love?
First, record warmth. Now rain will make your morning commute tricky. Coming up after football night in Philly, the temperature drop we'll see by Christmas.
And the weather is being a Grinch for travelers. How storms in other parts of the U.S. are hampering people coming to Philly.
And cheese, fish, and chocolate. That's the recipe for a major profit.
We have the inside numbers on spending at the Italian market on one of its biggest days.
And others aren't spending a dime to get what they want for Christmas, where thieves are doing their shopping tonight after football night in Philly.
Good-looking shot of downtown Philadelphia. Aerial coverage tonight being brought to you by Geico as we start the fourth quarter. Al Michaels, Chris Collinsworth, Michelle DeFoya. Sunday Night Football wrapping up the regular season next Sunday in Arlington, Texas. Philly and Dallas. This game means something to us. Well, they're playing like that, too. We talked about at the beginning of the telecast tonight. If nothing else, Philadelphia for seeding, and now they're going to, well, it looked like they were going to try an onside kick. Did the ball come off the tee? Let's go back here as Gold comes forward.
Oh,
boy.
That's the kind of night it's been right there. That says it all. So much for the surprise element.
Yeah, well, you put it at a little angle to try to get a little extra advantage. And now, of course, the Eagles, not to be surprised, and Gold has to do it more conventionally with a pooch punt or pooch kickoff that we run back by Chris Polk to the 30-yard line. Tomorrow, it is the sing-off finale, a special 2-hour event with performances from Sean, Ben, and a duet by Nick and Jewel. Who'll win the sing-off finale tomorrow? And you will see it right here on NBC. It's the Comcast Center, inside the Comcast Center. Great display. A lot of folks visiting it today. The Comcast building, the tall one in the middle in Center City, Philadelphia.
My guy, Nick Lachey.
Yeah.
Sing off. Tune in tomorrow night.
Cincinnati kid. Eagles now. And there's McCoy. That's a gain of 9 yards for McCoy. Last year, Foles, a rookie, Michael Vick got hurt. Started 6 games for Andy Reid. He was 1-5. And then this year, 9 yards per pass is terrific. The passer rating is terrific. And the touchdown interception ratio is out of sight at 25-2.
I'm a believer. After seeing him in person, I'm a believer.
2nd and 1. McCoy's already had a triple-figure night. And he takes the ball across the 50 to the 46-yard line. You're looking at the guy who's at the Philly all-time single-game rushing mark in the snow 2 weeks ago against Detroit.
Well, LaShawn McCoy here is going after the single-season record for the Philadelphia Eagles, and he might just get it tonight as they milk this clock at the end. The other thing The other myth, if you want to talk about the Philadelphia Eagles, is the whole time of possession thing, which has really leaned their way tonight as well.
Yeah, Chip Kelly, that's something he doesn't care about, as it turns out. Well in front of that area, too. And McCoy, the record was 217 2 weeks ago. Now they're going to spread the wealth a little bit. Bryce Brown has his 7th carry of the night, getting about 5.
Well, LaShawn McCoy now needs 51 yards to break that record of Wilbert Montgomery, set back in 1979.
The Bears defense, when we're talking about the problems, Briggs missing a lot of time. All of the key injuries for Chicago this season have been on defense. It started in preseason with Henry Melton. Briggs, of course, missing half the year. Peanut Tillman is on injured reserve. A lot of issues. 2nd and 6. Here's Brown. Breaking a tackle. Taking it down to the 25-yard line.
Well, any hopes that Lance Briggs was going to somehow wave his magic wand and turn this run defense around? Not yet, anyway. He probably needed this game back to get his timing back, to get his conditioning back, and with all the plays he's seen here tonight, I'm sure that won't be a factor next week. He is a dynamic leader. He is the guy that was the play caller. They took him out. James Anderson had to take over. Jonathan Bostic, Kassim Green were forced in as rookies to play, and it has been a reach this year for this defense stopping the run.
And now just milking the clock as McCoy takes the ball to the 10-yard line. You know, the Eagles with 216 rushing yards tonight. When Kelly got the job, and everybody said, well, you know, wow, he must just throw the ball all over the joint. There's no running attack. Absolutely, you know, the opposite, as he says, one of the misconceptions. #1 in the league in rushing. 216 rushing yards tonight.
Well, and the other amazing thing about it is they're doing this with a non-running quarterback. You're talking about misconceptions. That's what he said #1 was. He said, you show me who my players are and I'll build the offense. I don't build an offense and then just plug in players to it.
From the 10. And he gets into the action with a touchdown. Chris Polk, the #3 running back. 226 ground yards for Philadelphia tonight.
You know, you can't get beat with the same play all the time. I mean, this has been a play that they have run, I'll bet you, 20 times a night. And it's probably averaged about 10 yards per carry when they've called it. But this thing, this little backdoor trap by the tight end coming across, that's been a huge part of this offense.
Henry for the extra point. The Philadelphia Eagles heading to face the Cowboys, trying to win the NFC East and routing Chicago.
Complete over the middle. Tripped up at the 40. Nice pass and a big first down for the Spartans. Nice job of the rush by Hall.
That dude is huge.
That's you, Jones.
That's me.
Your home for the most hot sports. Xfinity.
Want to marry my sister? You got to show me that you deserve her.
Why do I have to suck up to the brother just because she wants us to get along? Hold on.
Hey, you're white. You're white. You don't fight. I'm gonna take you on a ride along. You got one day to show me what you got.
Bring it on.
Have you ever even held a gun before?
I'm more of a shotgun specialist. Oh, yeah. You better get on the quick. I just farted out my heart.
Ride along. Rated PG-13.
Welcome to Toyotathon. How can I help?
Hey, Jan. I love the Tundra I got last year. I'm here to get the new one.
The new redesign is pretty tough.
Tundra's the toughest truck I've ever had. My son's getting my old one.
Sweet. Am I getting the boat, too?
Right now during Toyotathon, get 0% APR financing on the new redesigned 2014 Tundra. For more great deals, visit Toyota.com. Toyotathon is on. Toyota, let's go places.
Sunday Night Football brought to you by Zales. Let love shine this holiday at Zales, the Diamond Store. By Xfinity, your home for the most live sports. By Toyota, let's go places. And by Universal Pictures Ride Along in theaters January the 17th. Ranked hard by the Delaware River here in Philadelphia. Home of the Flyers. 76ers, of course. The Phillies, and right now the Philadelphia Eagles. Blazing hot. 40-11. The ball at the 9-yard line is taken in by Hester. And he gets taken down to the 17. So special teams doing great work tonight. There's Polk, who just scored the touchdown, making the tackle.
Welcome to Toyotathon. How can I help?
I'm here to get a Camry.
Oh, Camry's reliable and really fun to drive.
Sounds like I hit the jackpot again.
Again?
Hey, honey. I got you this mochaccino. And on the way, I rescued this puppy.
Right now, during Toyotathon, get 0% APR financing for 60 months on a 2014 Camry. For more great deals, visit Toyota.com. Toyotathon is on. Toyota, let's go places.
For the holidays, receive $100 off a Galaxy Gear with the purchase of a new Galaxy Note 3 or Galaxy S4.
Oh ma chérie, comment puis-je te montrer mon amour? Il ne suffit pas de
Let love shine. Dazzling diamond gifts she'll adore, starting at $199. Zales is the diamond store.
'Tis the season for a special holiday Hollywood game night.
They're literally predicting snow in the studio.
It's the perfect gift, even for the musically challenged.
No, it is not.
Thank God my wife doesn't watch anything I'm on.
Hollywood game night, tomorrow, 10/9 Central on NBC.
On New Year's Day, a week from Wednesday, the Detroit Red Wings and the Toronto Maple Leafs will play at the University of Michigan Stadium, the Big House. Could be the most watched outdoor NHL game ever. Should have more than 100,000 there. The Winter Classic, you'll see it New Year's Day right here on NBC. Well, that's become a great deal, hasn't it? The Winter Classic, Fenway and Wrigley. Now they take it to Michigan.
They should play them all outside, especially in L.A.
From the 18-yard line is Matt Forte again at 2.
Here's one of the stars of the game as far as I'm concerned. Michael Kendricks has been all over Jay Cutler tonight. 2 sacks already in the game. He's forced a fumble. His coverage has been absolutely brilliant. Here he's going to drop out. Watch him pick up the crossing. Bango right there. And that leads to another sack. And, of course, made the last tackle right on cue. Thank you very much, Michael Kendricks.
He has 2 sacks, and Trent Cole has the other 3. So Cutler's gone down 5 times tonight. Here's Forte taking it to the 31-yard line, tackled by Fletcher, and a first down for Chicago.
You and I have been around each other too much. If I'm saying bango now, I'm stealing your words now. I apologize. I really am.
Do I say that?
Yes. Oh, yeah.
Well, you add an O at the other, at the end of every word.
All right. 1,000%. That's my other.
You like that too?
I do.
I copyrighted it.
The more I owe you money.
At the 30. Here's Cutler. And reaching up is Marshall, but it's off his hands. Incomplete. Crowd chanting, "We want Dallas," and you're going to get them on Sunday Night Football next week.
Yeah, they've been waiting a long time. There were a lot of question marks about whether or not Chip Kelly's offense would it work on the professional level, and bringing this college offense. I've heard even other NFL coaches refer to it as a college offense. this college offense might become more of the norm than people might have thought.
2nd and 10. There goes Forte to the 37. And we talked about Forte earlier with his paucity of yardage gained tonight. Then blew the block that led to the safety. But 71% of the carries for this team. He had 100 rushing yards in 3 straight games. He's adding some in garbage time here tonight, but still only 27 yards. Career high in scrimmage yards. So the Bears just have to try to get it back together for next Sunday afternoon when they play the Packers for the NFC North title, as Alshon Jeffrey takes it up to the 47-yard line.
You know, sometimes games just get away from you early, and the turnovers, the bad punt, and you're looking up at the scoreboard and you're down 21-0, and it just happens in this league. Just like we saw a week ago, the Philadelphia Eagles give up whatever that was, 47 points against the Minnesota Vikings, and bounce right back and play like they have tonight. It's just life in the NFL sometimes.
Cutler's just etched his name into the record book. We talked earlier as Forte gains 3. It's a record that has stood since 1942. Sid Luckman, career passing yardage, and Jay Cutler, who came over from Denver in 09, has just broken that. So we're talking to Cutler last night about this, and he said, hey, that's pretty good. He said, it's also sad. It's 71 years that record's been in existence.
I haven't been here that long, you know. I hold the record for the all-time quarterback play.
But you think about the Bears, you think about great defense through the years. You don't think about great quarterbacking. You don't think about good ones through the years. Jim McMahon led them to the Super Bowl. Walter Payton, one of the great offensive players, obviously of all time. And then here's a pick by Boykin. So he breaks Luckman's record and follows it up with a pick 6.
You remember the play earlier in the game when he threw it to the left flat, and I said Brandon Boykin didn't quite get there on the zone drop. He did this time. Gonna come shooting right underneath this thing and pick it off. That is one of the most basic zone defenses in NFL history. Day 1 install, and Boykin just surprised Jay Cutler with that one.
5th interception for him, leads the team in that department. First interception run back, 54 yards for Boykin.
Don't forget, he downed the ball that led to the safety as well. He's had a nice night. And he had the concussion last week, and there was some question whether he would play.
A ton of Eagles have had big nights as they wait all day for next Sunday night. Right now it's 47-11.
Mr. Grinch.
Yeah. This is real, man.
Audiences agree. Grudge Match is a hit.
You messing with me?
No, I ain't messing with you, you geriatric.
Hey.
Drink up. And don't throw up.
Boom, 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 boom. You move, they bounce when you jump. It's like bad Baywatch. Bang, bang, bang,
Hey, what are you doing? We're just here to buy a little dinner. You don't have to punch everything. You're driving me crazy.
What was Jesus like?
Man, are you going to be feisty when you hit puberty?
Grudge Match. Rated PG-13. Christmas Day.
You want big savings? Check this out.
Hurry into Sears for our New Year celebration. Get up to 25% off all Kenmore appliances, plus an extra 15% off all brands with Sears card. So you can save 42% on this Kenmore fridge.
This is Sears.
This December, remember, you can unwrap craftsmanship, inspiring capability, and some of the best offers of the year on our most versatile luxury utility vehicles at the Lexus December to Remember sales event. This is the pursuit of perfection.
Behold the original light beer. The inventor of great taste and less filling. The one that dared to say, maybe light beer should taste like beer. And for a limited time, Miller Lite is back in the original light can.
This little girl is very important. Whoever controls her abilities will control the world.
Download NFL Mobile. Get live premium content like Sunday Night Football on your smartphone. Go to NFL.com/mobile or call ** NFL to download. Young guy is up a little late tonight. His Eagles.
Worth it.
Giving him a memory as it's downed in the end zone by Hester. 8 minutes remaining in the fourth. And McCown's going to come in for Chicago.
Honestly, I'm not looking for 5-star treatment. I get times are tight, but it's hard to get any work done like this. Then came this baby. Small, but with Windows and Office. It runs my work stuff, and I can use apps like Flipboard for news or Xbox Video to watch the shows I'm never home to see. And I can still get work done at the same time. Excuse me, do you mind if I... Yeah.
Look at you. You're looking all hot on that brioche bun, baby.
That's not weird. It's not weird at all.
Wendy's Bacon Portobello Melt. A new buttery brioche bun and rich portobellas in a melty cheddar sauce.
No, that's better.
Facing a season of torturous conditions is one thing, but shaving without ProGlide, what are we, animals? Gillette Fusion ProGlide for unrivaled comfort, even on sensitive skin. Gillette, the best a man can get.
Humans. Some of us are great athletes. Others, not so much. Which is why at Liberty Mutual Insurance, auto policies come with features like new car replacement and guaranteed repairs. See what else comes standard at libertymutual.com. Liberty Mutual Insurance. Responsibility. What's your policy?
In this house, we will gather and bear witness to the biggest hockey game ever played. The Bridgestone NHL Winter Classic, New Year's Day, only on NBC.
Change of quarterback. Josh McCown will come in. Cutler back on the bench. His passer rating 109.8. It would be a Bears single season mark. He needs 4 more passes to qualify and then hold on to beat Sid Luckman's mark from 7 decades ago. So now you got Cutler with the earpiece. You got McCown coming into the game. The ball is at the 20-yard line. And that's Chicago's night in a nutshell. You know, we don't have to start any quarterback controversy, and I have to think it's 97% certain, Chris, that it's going to be Cutler next Sunday. But you know, in Chicago, it's going to be a topic of discussion this week.
Well, it is, and because of the way that McCown played. In his last 3 games that he played, he threw for over 300 yards, and is the first Bears quarterback to ever do that. And then you go to the bench. Jay Cutler played well last week after a slow start, and tonight is much more than quarterback play that was the difference here.
All over the place. Here's a draw. This is Bush. 3rd and 10. One of the things, you know, it's not to diminish what McCown did, but the 3 huge games he had were against pass defenses that were all ranked near the bottom of the league. But 13 touchdowns and 1 interception is good against anybody.
Yeah, and the quarterback rating clearly in McCown's favor. And, you know, he's 34 years old, doesn't have nearly the arm that Jay Cutler does, and they've got to make decisions on both these guys. Both of them are unrestricted free agents at the end of the year. My guess is Jay Cutler's going to get signed, and they're going to try hard to get Josh McCown back. But because of the nature of his contract, they have to let him go to free agency.
3rd and 10, and that's tipped in the air, and it's incomplete. So it's 4th down. Yeah, it's not like McCown, you know, around the country, people were saying, hey, who is this guy? Well, maybe you don't know him if you don't follow football that closely, but he's been around 11 years. He was actually, back in 2004, he was the starting quarterback for the Arizona Cardinals. So it's not like you're finding some kid who comes out of nowhere.
No, he did his job. He's the backup quarterback. He came in, he won games. A lot of people thought he was brought in because he's such good friends with Jay Cutler. And Jay talks about him. So supportive. Was the first guy pushing me back out there when I was healthy again. He knows his role, and he did his job.
Barbless punts to the 31-yard line. There's Johnson taken down at the 35. 6.5 remaining in Philadelphia.
Are you listening? Snow is glistening. A beautiful sight. We're happy tonight. Walking in a winter wonderland. Walking in a winter wonderland. Walking in a winter wonderland.
Verizon now has the gifts everyone wants. Get last-minute holiday deals. Save $50 on select Droid devices like the free Droid Mini.
Jumpstart your day with McDonald's Dollar Menu at breakfast. Home of the irresistible sausage burrito. And freshly brewed premium roast coffee you love. Plus other amazing tastes for just $1 each. Every day, as always, there's a lot to love for a little on McDonald's Dollar Menu.
We were north of here in some remote, rugged terrain when we realized we left gear behind. We were up the creek without a paddle. I mean, we literally needed paddles. Campbell had left them in his garage. Thankfully, I had my Navy Federal Credit Union credit card on me, so we got new paddles and earned cash back. Next time, we'll remember the paddles. Seriously? And forget Campbell.
4 million members, 4 million stories. Navy Federal Credit Union.
Tomorrow, it's the Sing-Off Finale, a 2-hour event with performances from Sean, Ben, Nick, and Jewel. Plus, 98 Degrees, Pat Benatar and Neil Giraldo, and Pentatonics.
It was so good.
Who will win the Sing-Off Finale? Tomorrow on NBC.
Most games with 400 or more yards. The Eagles tonight have done it again. That's 12 games of the 15. The Saints with the mark, and the Broncos as well this year with 13. So the Broncos could do it again next week and make it 14. And the Eagles go to Dallas with a chance to make it 13. And Michael Vick comes into the game to finish up a quarterback. Of course, it was Vick who got hurt. He gives the ball to look at this. Look at Bryce Brown. Bryce Brown all the way to the end zone.
That Mike Vick is brilliant.
He's tremendous. I've never seen a guy hand off with such poise. 65 yards.
This is not going to help the rushing numbers for the Chicago Bears defense. This is the simplest of all. This zone read play, and it's just torturing the Bears.
I mean, they're in a situation here. You're just going to pretty much run the clock out, and that's how porous that left side of that defense was. Not a pouring it on situation. 65-yard run. All three running backs have now scored for Philadelphia tonight. Henry for the point after. Well, I'll be done. I thought we'd see about 53.5 points tonight, Chris, not 65.
Let's watch Evan Mathis right here coming down on Stephen Paella. And as it's happened all night long, I just don't think I can remember seeing running backs running so free in an NFL game. I mean, this is almost insane. They are over 500 yards of offense now, and Briggs is getting taken care of by Vandevelde, and it doesn't matter what they do. Everything's working. You know, sometimes a team, they won 5 in a row, they got embarrassed by the Vikings, and they went back to work. And this is a team that is dangerous right now. Yeah, there aren't many teams in the NFC lining up to take a shot at these guys in the first round if they can get there. They got to get there against the Cowboys first.
Well, we were talking at the beginning of the telecast tonight about if Philadelphia was playing for nothing else, knowing that next week they have to beat Dallas anyway, there's a pretty significant difference between being seeded 3rd or 4th. As Hester will run it back. And it's taken down at the 33-yard line. Go back to October the 20th. Completely different story, different quarterback situation. You had Philip Tanner on a 1-yard run that made it 10-0 Dallas. And you had Foles getting hurt, sustained a concussion, missed the following game. Terrence Williams on a slant. Dallas went up 17-3. Jason Garrett and Chip Kelly exchanged pleasantries at the end of the game, and that was their first meeting. From the 33-yard line, and the ball off to Michael Bush.
You know, it hasn't all gone right for the Dallas Cowboys this year, but they are undefeated in the division, so nobody has been able to take care of business, and that's what the NFL is. First and foremost, you have to get in, and the fastest way to do that is to beat the teams in your division, and that's what the Cowboys have been able to do. You spend the majority of your time in the offseason preparing for those teams, and they've been ready.
2nd and 5. Might as well rest Marshall the rest of the way. Some second unit people in there at the moment. Put in the quarterback. McCown on 2nd and 5. That's a gain of about 3. You know, Chris, we were talking about the difference between 2 and 3 or 3 and 4 in the seeding, because right now you'd have Seattle on top. Carolina at the moment would be number 2. They'd get a bye. If you're the number 3 seed, you get a home game in the wild card round. 4 does as well. So what's the difference? Let's say Philly winds up 3 and Chicago winds up 4 if they beat Green Bay next week. Somebody's going to have to go to Seattle earlier than later, and that would be the number 4 seed, not the number 3 seed.
Well, exactly, and right now New Orleans, I believe, would be the 6, and that's who they would end up playing as the 3. And we've seen this year the Saints have not traveled very well.
3rd and 2, you got Eric Weems making the catch, but if you wind up 3, you get a home game, then you go on the road against the lowest survivor. If you're 4, you get a home game, and then you're probably going to wind up in Seattle.
Yep, I would think.
Early. You know, somebody's going to wind up in Seattle anyway, maybe, if the Seahawks get to the championship game, but you'd rather get them last.
Well, Arizona proved today that's not impossible to go up there. How about the job Bruce Arians has done the last couple of years with these teams? I mean, that's something else.
Yep. Cards win today, but the question is, can they get into the playoffs at 10 and 5? Ball to the 49-yard line. So giving Philadelphia the win here and Chicago the loss. We really go out on the limb when we do these things. You would have it looking like this: Seattle 1, Carolina 2. Then Philly would be 3. Chicago for the moment 4, but it will come down to the Green Bay game on Sunday. And right now the 49ers and the Saints would be the wild card teams, with Arizona trying to hang in there. And of course Dallas is in the hunt, and they can get to the playoffs by winning the division with a win next week.
I'm sure Bob Costas is going to break it all down for us here.
My head had just exploded. It exploded at the beginning of the show tonight. Earl Bennett.
And Arizona plays San Francisco, right? I think that's the final game.
Final game, yep. Division leaders in the AFC, Denver, first round bye. New England clinched the East, but not a bye yet. Cincinnati, the North, they're going to go to the playoffs. Indianapolis last week clinching their division, and then Kansas City, and for the moment Baltimore, but you got Miami and San Diego and even Pittsburgh still alive.
Congratulations to Peyton Manning, breaking Tom Brady's record. 51 touchdowns on the year with 1 to go, and that was some year Tom Brady had. I'll remember it well, and Peyton Manning went out and got that one today.
Congratulations to Peyton for being named the Sports Illustrated Sports Person of the Year. And here it was. He had 4 touchdowns. It's Julius Thomas. He had 400 yards passing. He still has another game to play, so he can add to that mark. Just phenomenal. Pat Bowlen right there to congratulate him in Houston.
You think he might trade it for a Super Bowl ring this year? I mean, let's face it, that's ultimately where we're going to judge him, but this is going to be his 5th year as the MVP of the league, and that is just remarkable. Forget anything else that's happened in his lifetime. 5 MVPs in the NFL.
To the 30 goes Bush. And this should take us, we pray, to the 2-minute warning.
You know, this is fun, though. I mean, this is a fun team to watch. They really do put on a show. I mean, if you're going to be at an NFL game, this is a pretty good show to watch.
Well, Andy Reid, 14 seasons here. They were 4-12 last year. And right now on the verge of going to 9-6 with a chance to win their division. 2-minute warning.
We make 60 minutes of play something to remember.
We make it fun for everyone. We make 60 minutes of play a day our top priority.
Hey, JJ, can I go long?
Go long. That's my move. Hop on the bus at NFLrush.com.
Ever heard the expression, 10% of the cops do 90% of the work? I have. Well, this intelligence unit is part of the 10%. Everybody go, go!
Ain't no noise around here, SC!
Do it! You do things our way.
Wendy's post-game report is coming up after the game. Michelle will interview the stars of the game. Bob, Tony, and Mike wrap up the game and what's ahead in the league this week. Chris and I looking ahead to the Week 17 matchups coming up right after the game of the Wendy's post-game report. Bears-Packers meeting next week. Late afternoon, Soldier Field. That will determine the NFC North. They met on November the 4th in a Monday night game, and that is where Rodgers got hurt and hasn't played since. Broken collarbone. Brandon Marshall with McCown, the quarterback, was able to haul in that 23-yarder. Game eventually was tied at 17, and then Jeffrey on a 6-yarder from McCown. And Chicago won it on the road, and they're going to have to knock off the Packers again. And of course, a lot of the talk this week will be, will Aaron Rodgers be ready to play next Sunday afternoon?
What's your gut?
Oh man, I don't know. I mean, it's, you know, if he gets cleared, I guess. What do you think? 3rd and 3. Bush.
I mean, my gut, without any information at all, is that he'll play. I don't know why I think that. He's been so close. He's been practicing. He's looked great in practice. But he's also the franchise, and that's the hard part. You do not want to go into next year with Aaron Rodgers coming off of surgery on his collarbone. So, I can't say this is an easy call. It's not.
Key clause there was without any information at all.
Correct. I do that a lot.
Right. We both do.
Make a living doing that.
Of course. 4th and 3. And McCown will throw, and not even close.
Yeah, how about a little congratulations as well to LaShawn McCoy, who really has all but wrapped up the rushing title for this year. 1476 now, 189 yards ahead of second place Jamal Charles, and he put on a great show for us tonight as well.
Well, our whole group heading down to Texas to wrap it up. Malibu, Kelly Hayes, George Hill, Andy Freeland, and Melissa Horton's going to be there as well. The great Melissa, the kennel keeper.
No doubt about it. Couldn't do it without her.
So the trucks are on the road, or will be shortly.
Well, you can't ask for a better way to end the season for us. Nope. We'll take the Dallas Cowboys and the red-hot Philadelphia Eagles and everything on the line. And, of course, the Chicago Bears are going to have a little of that action themselves with the Green Bay Packers, and that's a pretty good way to wrap it up, too.
Yeah, it's 4 years in a row we've had a final game of the season that's going to determine win or go home. We had St. Louis, Seattle back in 2010. We've had the Cowboys against the Giants, against the Redskins the last 2 years, losing in both, and they get to go home and take on the Eagles with the same scenario. For Mark Trestman, just a night to forget. It's like in horse racing. You throw in a clunker. You just get rid of it. And they'll try to do that as fast as they can and think about the Green Bay Packers and trying to get to the playoffs.
How about Nick Foles, though? He's legit. I was not sure whether or not he would be the guy. Do they look at drafting a quarterback? All that sort of stuff went through my mind, but I'm convinced this guy gets this offense. He's former basketball player. He looks like a globetrotter out there with some of his playthings.
25 TDs, 2 picks. He wins tonight, 54-11. The Wendy's post-game report next.